Black Beatles in the city. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The Allegiance is in the building. Let's get it.
Yo, what up? Welcome everybody back to another episode of the Ball and Beats podcast. Once again, it's your man B Spence.
It's your boy C Jeezy.
And together we are the Black Beatles.
In the city.
We in the city, we here. Welcome to, this is episode number 33.
Larry Bird.
It's
Kareem.
I guess. Yeah, let's go with Kareem instead of Larry Bird. You feel me? I'm not a Bird fan.
Alonzo Mourning.
Yeah, we go with Alonzo too.
The Heat.
Yeah, I rock with the Heat. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm a Laker now, but, the Heat is cool. You know what I'm saying?
I'm a Heat fan.
Look, anyway, check this out, man. We got two dope special guests on the show today. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man, before we go any further.
Nah, let's not get to him.
I'm sick of this nigga. I'm sick of this one guy that comes on our show every week and shit. I'm tired of him.
I'm about to be the third person on this cast, man. Just go ahead and add me.
hey, yo, look. So check us out. The first guest that we got on, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people call her she's the boss lady of the Allegiance.
She is.
You know what I'm saying? Got her hands in a lot of pots right now, doing a lot of things. You can catch her on because I say the name wrong all the time, but I'm gonna say it right now. Derby City Weekend.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? Wave 3.
Lip gloss is popping.
Always.
Popping. You know what I'm saying? Sound effects. We do our own sound effects.
I see, it's dope. I like it though.
Hey, yo, so check us out. We got AP back on the show. Welcome her back to the show. Back to the Ball and Beats.
What's up? Thank you for having me.
And the other guy we got on here.
This guy.
I'm back.
You know what I'm saying? He I guess he's trying to make it a point to make sure nobody's gonna beat his record for the most appearances on the Ball and Beats podcast. He finesses his way onto the show at any time that he can. You know what I'm saying? CGC, you finish that up, man. Finish that up, man.
Hey, dude done been on here 76 times. We only got 33 episodes. He been on here 76 times. This marks the third time that he was not,
invited.
Don't get me wrong, invited. But he made his way here once again. But it's my dog, man, since way back when he was lying, saying he was beating me in sports club on the basketball court, which is not true. Not true. But my dog, Empty Beats in the building.
What's going on, y'all? How y'all doing?
Hey, man, what's up, man?
You know what? I'm doing good. I'm feeling great. It's been a good past week. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A lot of major keys happening. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Man, first of all, welcome both of y'all back to the show.
It's an honor. Always.
You know what I'm saying?
Always.
Appreciate both of y'all. Rock with y'all the long way, real heavy. So first
now we
of all,
family.
That's what I'm saying. We are
a family affair today.
Congratulations.
It's a family affair.
How excited we are to have you guys in the crew right now.
Yeah.
So what they are speaking on, the last episode, Empty Beats did let the cat out of the bag.
Mm-hmm.
Said that me and my man C Jeezy, the Black Beatles from the Ball and Beats podcast, we are now members of the Allegiance. Yes. You know what I mean? So that's a major shout, major key, major
big
look.
Big facts.
Welcome.
You know what I mean? And hold on, y'all trying to flip it and interview us real quick. Let me get back here, okay?
Yeah.
Now, we are excited about that, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? But we also do, as the Allegiance, we do have the Kentucky Urban Entertainment Awards coming up on my birthday, August the 18th.
Happy birthday.
Today's not my birthday.
He still got that sweater on.
Hey, man, the sweater don't come off, G. Hey, you got a nice little light sweater yourself, all right?
Oh, brother, hold on.
Yeah,
Wait a minute.
you got a light little sweater yourself.
I noticed y'all dressed like y'all just came from Dirt Bowl. Y'all came from the Dirt Bowl.
We twinning.
East End team.
Look, I'm not going to take up the whole first segment. I'm going to holler at AP real quick.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Let us know. Well, you've been on the show before, but for the people that may not have heard it, if you will go ahead and introduce yourself to the show and tell the listeners a little bit about yourself.
What's up, everybody? I'm AP. from the Allegiance, executive producer of the Kentucky Urban Entertainment Awards, along with DJ Slick, of course. Slick could not be here. He really wanted to make it, but he's still out of town. So
all you gotta do is do like EB and just pop up.
I was gonna say, we might try to get him in or something. But yeah, and then I produced Derby City Weekend on Wave 3 and just do all kinds of other things.
Like what?
Yeah, tell us. Elaborate.
Thanks.
I should have known better.
Don't keep it a secret.
I should have just came by myself.
Tell the listeners.
Doing it bad.
What
like
you do.
What do you do?
Well, okay, so you want like the whole resume or
Yeah,
what?
go ahead.
The whole resume.
I
Why
do
not?
TV and video production, event planning, artist development,
Bam.
media coverage,
Bam.
PR, promotions,
Bam.
just about everything.
That is what's up.
True story.
You do a lot.
And I charge for all that too. So if you need those
Hey.
services, southalvis@gmail.com, hit me up for sure.
For sure. Hit up. She's cold at what she do too.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And now
Empty beast, man.
this guy. This guy.
Hey, man.
Why y'all doing me like this, man?
I mean, introduce yourself to the podcast for people who may not have heard you on all 15 episodes you've
Right.
been on, man.
Well, it's definitely dope to be on the Ball and Empty Beats podcast, man. It's amazing. You know what I'm saying?
It was a good one.
Shit.
But
That was a good one right there.
It's
Real
always
good.
an honor to be on here, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, what I do is I'm the president of the Allegiance. You know what I'm saying? Have nothing to do with the award show. I got to make sure that I mention that. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I don't want nobody to be like, hey, how's he winning? And he's a part of it, but I have nothing to do with the award show. Basically, international, man. You know what I'm saying? Traveling the world, make it do what it do. You know what I'm
That's right.
saying? Like, when I literally say I put the city on my back, I really do. You know what I'm saying? So everywhere I go, I make sure I represent Louisville. And also, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, with the platforms that I do have and the platforms that the Allegiance we have, you know what I'm saying? We just want to uplift people and, you know what I'm saying, get them to the next level. So, you know what I'm saying? I salute everything that y'all do and actually salute what y'all bring to the team, man. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, welcome, guys. Welcome.
Appreciate that.
Hey, man.
Absolutely,
Appreciate
for
that.
sure.
I appreciate
And
it,
I want
man.
to throw this out here too. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people outside looking in, I always be like, man, people want to be a part of something because it makes them look cool, man. When it comes to these two guys right here, they was already cool. You know what I'm saying? It's an honor to have y'all
Big
part
facts.
of the team, man. Like, seriously.
Hey, I ain't gonna front, man. We've been trying to get on the team for about a year
It's
now.
Illuminati, man.
Yeah,
You're
we've
part
been
of
trying.
Illuminati, bro.
man.
We've been trying to join for about a year, man. You know.
No, but you guys definitely bring a lot to the table, and you've always
Yes. supported
us and each individual member of the crew as well as the brand as a whole.
right.
So it's absolutely a good fit. And, I mean, I know everybody is glad to have you guys.
Like Akeem says, we are very happy to be here.
Yes.
I
yes.
appreciate that. No, I could see what I first had the idea for the I had the idea for the podcast for like a year before I actually did it, and so when I first got into it, I think the first like event that I actually did like on behalf of the podcast before I brought C Jeezy onto the show, I was like 2 or 3 episodes in, and it was when shout out to Big Hef with Def Jam. He came down here with Nisha and Shay, and they had the meet and greet at the Hideout that day, and I came up there all the way unprepared. I didn't bring nothing, but I just had my cell phone
Sure
on me,
did.
no equipment or nothing. But you know what I'm saying? That was like the first entrance. You know what I'm saying? Who told me about that?
What DB there though?
I
too?
think that was,
I was
yeah,
there.
he was
No,
there. I
he-
think that was when I met
he
you.
was there though.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was the night I met AP.
Yeah.
But I remember how it happened. See, what happened was, EB, you made a post about like who's got like a hip hop blog or podcast or something in
Yeah.
the city,
Yep.
and then Equip, shout out to DJ Equip, he tagged me on that post, and then it was like you came back later and was like, yeah, we're gonna have this artist, Rock Nation, Def Jam meet and greet come through, and like I was one of the only people that was
Only
out there
person
that came through. So
I guess they thought we was bluffing or whatever. You know what I'm
hey
saying?
man, I came through. I wasn't prepared, but I came up.
You came through.
So that was like after that, everybody was really supporting.
Well, hold on. Before you even go further, let's talk about how you were sitting in the corner at first. You know what I'm saying?
Hey man,
Like no network.
he's trying.
Like he was literally sitting in the corner. I had to go over and be like, hey, bro, like get in. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't know nobody for real back then.
Was that
That's
your
the best
first
thing. I love
time
going
at
to
an
rooms
event like that though?
Yeah, that was my
Like a
first event,
networking
like
event? Yeah.
at
That's
all,
the icebreaker.
and like
Icebreaker. It was an
for
icebreaker.
real,
Yeah.
like all I knew was Slick, DJ Slick from college. Like that's all I knew that was up there. So you know, I you know, half shout out to him. He came to me, was like, yeah, he told me you got the podcast, yo, get your phone, you'll get you a drop from Nisha and Shay, ask her questions, whatever you want to do, we'll do it. So like half immediately since then been supporting and showing love.
Good guy.
Since that day,
Yeah.
all of y'all been showing love and support. So it's not even just we've been supporting Allegiance. Like, nah, they've been supporting us like ever since
real
we
talk.
started.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like where nobody even knew me at all for real. So, hey man, it's been a solid relationship. You know,
Welcome.
so
Welcome.
feels good to be officially part of the family. You know,
Yes, sir.
kind of feel like we already was, but now it's just official. You know what I
Just
mean?
make sure you bring the potato salad next
Potato
time.
salad.
Right? Yeah.
No, I ain't bringing
You
potato
potato
salad.
salad, dog.
I ain't gonna bring the potato salad. I bring my appetite to stuff. That's what
That's
I bring
it?
to that. Maybe some deviled eggs. You know what I'm saying? You might get that.
Man, you know everybody ain't good at those though, bro. So you know what I'm saying?
Nah, that's
Hey, man,
facts.
I ain't
Right.
worried.
That's fact.
I don't be worried about everybody else.
Okay.
Yeah, man. He said all that, man. I ain't got much to say. I just, you know, like you said, y'all always show love. It's always been love from day one.
All right, whoops. Let me cut him off. Let me tell y'all this. This guy's trying to be real humble or whatever. Like, C. Jeezy was the man back in, let me see. And I don't want to date you, but it was like right after we graduated from high school, man. It was like, we graduated high school in like 2018 or whatever, you know what I'm saying? We just got out of high school. We all young here. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't even gonna lie, like, the element of partying that this guy used to do back in the day was crazy.
Facts.
Yeah.
Crazy. Big tall tees. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Airbrushed on them, man. Found.
Yeah,
Man, this is back when, like, the B-Sim era and all that was going crazy.
Yep.
Like, this is one of the dudes that was, like, in front of all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, parties was crazy. Plus, C. Jeezy, man, like, always been cool as hell, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, even when we was in TJ, dog, this dude always stood out, bro. So, you know what I'm saying? It's an honor to be in your presence right now.
Hey, good looking, man. You know, that's partly true. You know,
Oh,
He's trying to say partly.
you know what I'm saying? B, Sim, and B more. You
Yeah.
know, that's my dogs. You know, they looked up. You know, well, it was crazy because when I first got to U of S campus, like I knew a lot of people, but I didn't know B more. I didn't know B Sim. But I heard of B Sim from the battles, the rap battles and shit. You know what I'm saying? And knew Rondo because played ball against him. So when B more came to me with the idea on U of S campus, he was like, man, you want to do parties? I'm like, shit, why not? You know what I'm saying? They pay. He's like, yeah. I'm like, well, shit, sign me up.
Yeah.
And we started doing them and
But
shit.
did you used to touch the mic, too?
Nah, bro. I might get on there and bullshit.
The what now?
I'm about to say, bro, like, you was somewhat like a hype man without a mic, though.
Ah,
bro.
yeah, I did do that. I
See?
did do that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
We
Yeah,
can put
you know.
CG's in the hype man category. Man.
But I was really, you know, and I hate to say it, but I'm gonna say it. I really was a dancer.
You was a dancing
You know what I'm
motherfucker, too.
Hey, AP, back
Really?
in the day, lean with it, rock with it, king.
Hey,
Will you do that
Shout
now?
out.
Can
No,
we play it?
No,
Can we play that?
No.
Yeah.
Hey.
I'm not gonna do it.
Please.
Nah, I don't have the resources. Actually,
at the resource.
Resources.
well, shout out DJ Lil Carl, man. I actually did
yeah.
all the shit on Friday night, so I don't got no
Oh
money.
yeah,
I'm done.
shout out to Lil Carl, man.
Yeah.
They had the old school party. I was in
Oh,
there
that's
getting
right. Yeah,
I was
in
in
the
there
early
getting it,
2000s.
Yeah. How
Right.
was that?
It was fun.
Yeah.
It wasn't anything. It was fun.
Cool.
I ain't got
That's
no
good.
more in me, you know. So I was doing
Yeah.
all there, cranking the Roosevelt. And all
I had to
that.
defend my K Wayne crown too. You know?
Did you do it?
He did.
Of course,
He
I had to
did.
defend it.
He
You know
did.
what I'm saying? That ain't.
So hold on, man.
I'm
P, what's
saying.
your signature dance? Because, I mean, we got Lean With It, Rock With It. We got Kanye Wayne with it. We got the People Don't Dance No More. All they do is this. That's me.
Oh, that's you.
And who are you?
I don't dance. I'm too cool to
I
dance.
got
She's
you.
too cool.
When the
Yeah.
percolator comes on, dog.
It's time for the percolator.
I am so old. I don't even think that I could do that if I tried.
I'll make sure they play it at the awards.
No, like my knees would crack and everything.
Ooh.
You guys would not want
Just
that
go
at all.
Just
Yeah.
go home and soak afterwards. That's all you gotta do.
Yeah.
But
She'll, she'll be like last year's award show after party.
No.
Yep.
Oh,
Let's.
yeah.
What were we talking about? What are the sports
No,
topics
but
again?
all jokes aside, though, man. Shout out to y'all too, man. Y'all two good people, man.
Thank you.
And I watch. Well, EB, I know EB since we was youngest. You know what I'm saying? New birthday, so
Man.
it's all good. But
New bird.
shout out to the leaders, though, man. Like they always show love. You know what I'm saying? No matter where we was, whoever's in it, always show love. So.
Yeah.
Being in it now, it just feel like, you know, like you said, we was already fan, but now it's just official.
So
We got to talk about the awards, though, man. We got to
What-
get to them.
we are going to talk about the awards. Let me ask this question first before we get into the awards. For anybody that, you know, somebody who may say, you know, I like what the Allegiance has going on. How do I get involved? How can I, you know, network with them to possibly become a member in the future? Like, how does someone from the outside, you know, get to be able to start working from within? How does that work?
You want to take it? Or you
Go
got it?
ahead, Mr. President.
All right,
Yeah,
well,
President.
it's a collective of things that actually have to go on, man. First of all, man, you know, when it comes to, we have a draft at least, I want to say two or three times a year, usually, or whatever. And what this draft is consist of, our crew members actually bring people to the forefront. Back then we used to be just a DJ crew, but then we realized like, yo, we could, you know what I'm saying, like really corner these markets if, you know what I'm saying, we start pulling in different people or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And it's just about pulling people in with influence. So it would take somebody from the crew to actually be like, hey, have you seen this guy working? Have you seen this guy working? I will bring all
Or have you seen this woman working?
when I say guys, man, I'm like, but
Yeah.
women also too. And then from there, it's a process that we go through where we have everything from, we got a board that will sit down and be like, yay, nay. We got a voting process throughout the whole crew, man. How do y'all feel about this person? But one thing that we do out of respect of each other, you know what I'm saying? Like, if we was to bring in another podcast, for an example, what we do is we'll come to y'all first and be like, all right, so what do y'all think about this podcast? You know what I'm saying? And it's up to y'all to be like, yeah, I feel them. Yeah.
No more podcasts.
Exactly.
I'm just kidding. That's just a joke. That's
So,
just a
I mean,
joke.
it's just how it is with everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, when it comes to radio personalities, female DJs is a prime example. You know what I'm saying? And when we always just, it's a family, and we just want to make sure that, all right, this person that we are bringing in, are they going to help us grow? You know what I'm saying? Is it a possibility this person could be a counselor? You know what I'm saying? So we look at all around what they got going on, like personally and just business-wise, whatever, when it comes to just getting into the elite. But one thing I will say is, you seek and you shall find. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you are interested in being in the elite, just find one of them crew members and be like, man, how do I get in? You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
it just brings awareness right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you do? What do you bring to the table? And then all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying? Like, somebody will send me, somebody will send Slick, somebody will send somebody a message and be like, man, what do y'all think about this person? And boom, we'll just start breaking it down from there.
It's dope.
Well, that was a great response.
But
Pretty in-depth.
as also, like,
Also.
let's just say somebody just needed, like, we got Flea and them, they got a event coming up where they feed the block pretty much, you know what I'm saying? And maybe they just want, you know what I'm saying, us to be out there. And that's different. Just give us a phone call. You know what I'm saying? We'll definitely show up, man. All 100 of us ain't about to show up. But, you know what I'm saying, we'll make sure that a nice amount will come through. You know what I'm saying? You might need a DJ. You just might need somebody to, you know, hand out a bag. You might need something like what Slick just did at Mayfield. You know what I'm saying? Like, our DJs went
Yeah,
down
that
there
was
just to make sure that this event is going to be successful. You know what I'm saying? Flea and them got to feed the block coming up. We did the last one with them, man. You know, we were serving
that
food.
was a great event.
Yeah, one
Yeah,
of our
really good
DJs
thing for the
DJ.
community.
Isn't that Saturday? It's coming Saturday?
This coming Saturday. Yeah.
And so, like, when it definitely comes to, like, doing stuff for the community, like, I think one of the things we're trying to do right now is we're trying to, what is it, when you buy a block or whatever, and every year we make sure
Like adopt a space.
adopt a space.
Mhm.
Like, we
Yeah,
want
that's
to do that
dope.
now. You know what I'm saying? So we definitely want to give back to the community. And if y'all have any community activities and y'all need a flock of DJs there, hey, let us know.
I think we should go deep tomorrow to the parade.
I think that's a great idea. I know I'll absolutely be out there. And so
Yeah, I'm gonna
he's
go
talking
too.
about the parade out in
For
West
the,
Louisville to
West Louisville
support the
baseball
baseball team.
Hmm.
It starts at 6 o'clock at 34th and Broadway, and the parade goes to Shawnee Park. So everybody who's listening, please come out and support that team.
Yeah.
Those kids are doing great things, and they deserve,
They do.
all of our support. So the Allegiance will definitely be represented out there for sure.
Yeah, I'll be there. I'll be there somewhere. I don't know exactly what bar. I'll probably just go to the park.
We'll find you. You'll be doing your dance.
Leaning with it and rocking with it.
Yeah.
No dancing. No dancing. D. Spence can wang with it, though.
Right, man. I'm the K Wayne champion of the Midwest. I will never lose my crown. But we back at it anyway. We back on it. Talking about the actual award show, Kentucky Urban Entertainment Award Show. We're gonna bring it back to AP so she can get a little bit more in depth and explain about the award show, the voting process, and the balloting process.
Yeah, so right now we're recording this on Sunday, and voting ends Monday night at midnight. So there is just a little bit of time left. Make sure that you go vote if you haven't already, because it's very important. And then, we'll be having the show Saturday, August 18th.
For my birthday.
Yep, on your birthday. We're going to change. Do we need to change the title?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Okay. So, on B's birthday, August 18th, at Headliners Music Hall, you can come out to the birthday party / award show. No, doors open at 5, and that's when the red carpet starts. And even if you're not nominated, it's really important to come out at 5 and get there early so that you can network with people. And we will have so many DJs in the building, like so many, not just from here in the city, but from other states and other markets, radio DJs, mixtape DJs, everybody. There's going to be industry executives in the building. There's going to be A&Rs in the building. There's going to be producers, video directors, all kinds of people, a lot of community activists and groups that are nominated and coming to support that you might want to link up with and get some community involvement with. So it's really important just to come out and shake hands. You can promote your music. You can bring your, your promotion material and just meet people. And that's the main thing, that we want to use this opportunity to bring as many people together as possible and provide that networking opportunity. And then the other part to that is, if you are nominated, then you can come out on the red carpet and get some interviews with, people like the Ball and Beats podcast and, local radio stations and other podcasts and media outlets. We even have some people coming from out of state, to come. So there's going to be a lot of platforms. It's important to get there and just utilize that opportunity. The show will start promptly at 7, very promptly at 7. And when that happens, then that's when it's time to turn up and enjoy the show. We're going to have a great show this year. We have some really good performers coming from all over the state. We've got 31 Gang and Newfound Money and Shark Living from here in Louisville. I know I'm forgetting somebody. Help me out, EB.
Newbert.
Oh, here you go. I'm sorry to whoever I've forgotten. I'll pull it up later when EB starts talking and get that in. But yeah, and we have 38 awards categories this year. We have our Living Legend Awards that will go out, and the Static Major Awards. So
That's powerful.
yeah, we're really excited, and there's going to be some big people in the building.
Tony Montana.
Tony Montana.
That's it.
There you go.
How many your awards you win last year, EB?
Man, it's not about that. You know
I'm
what
just
saying?
saying, give you
Nah.
props what they do, man.
I won 3.
That's what's up,
I
man.
won 3. I think I'm gonna win 3 again this year. Nah, I ain't gonna say
You
that.
might. You might. Hey,
I feel like I might get. I just want one. There's one Pacific Award
What
that I want this year.
what award do you want?
Pacific like the ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which specific award
Specific.
do you want to win this year, EB?
Definitely the Pacific Ocean. You know what I'm saying? Pacific.
He just tried to put that in because he's
Specifically.
going to be flying across the Pacific Ocean.
Right.
So,
Nah, I just want the mix show of the year, man. That's it.
Mix
man.
show of the year.
That's it.
The mix
That's all
show,
I ask
the
for,
after
yeah.
party,
Yes,
the mix show.
definitely.
We can
Nice
go
show.
ahead
Anything
and-
else would be a
we
plus.
can go ahead and get on that show pretty soon. One
Next
day.
week, y'all on there. Dead serious.
You know what I'm saying?
Just let me get back from Vegas. Plug.
All right.
Let me get back from Vegas.
I knew it was
whatever.
coming.
Yeah.
Back from Vegas, huh?
Yeah.
Back from
Back
Vegas.
from Vegas.
All right, I
man.
hear
Then
you.
we're gonna
Yeah.
be ready. Matter of fact, the week of the awards. You know what I'm saying? I definitely want y'all to come up, and we're gonna see what's happening.
We'll be there.
All right.
We can't say words like what y'all say on here, so make sure y'all keep it cute.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Keep it cute.
Keep it
We
cute.
will.
Hey yo,
We
I
got you.
remember when we when it was PG-13 on this podcast, man.
What happened?
Hey man, we had a guest that was PGX something.
His name's Artie J.
Yeah,
Why did I know it was him?
yeah, because you heard the episode. He
Yeah.
dropped.
It would have took me like 10 hours
bitch
to edit that.
87 times.
Yeah.
I was
I always
you know
give him
what?
hell
We just
about that,
explicit
dog.
now.
Oh,
You know what I'm
man.
saying?
Shout out my homie Jay though, man. He's a good dude,
Good
man. He
Jay.
just got
Jay's a
bad
good
mouth,
brother,
bro.
man.
He's
Jay's
got
a
bad
good
mouth.
brother. Yeah.
I do.
Plus, he was talking about strippers, so it's hard not to, you know.
It don't matter what.
Yeah,
we're
you're
talking
right.
about, bro.
It don't.
You know
yeah.
Jay.
Shout out to the strippers. What?
You know Jay.
Who's Jay?
You know Jay. They started Jay. Come on.
Okay.
Come on.
So look, one thing now. See, this is now
Oh yeah. I know who you're talking about.
we gon' I want to get into a juicy topic right here before we end this segment. Well, not juicy, maybe, but what's the word that I can say about it?
I don't know the topic, so I can't.
I know because it just came to me just now.
Oh shit.
But anyway, it ain't too deep, but I can see, and you all have probably seen it on social media as well. There's a lot of I see a lot of people that do a lot of complaining about not being nominated for anything.
Okay.
So what people and I saw some of this today. So some of the
They're
stuff.
still complaining today?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So
Get over it.
So some of the stuff that I've seen is like, okay, well I know I've done this and I know I'm this and I'm that and I didn't get nominated, so I don't care about this award show. What would be your response
Well,
to that?
first and foremost, my response is if you don't care about the award show, you wouldn't be talking about it and complaining about it. So
Facts.
you do care. The other part to that is, I mean, there are a few things in play. So to get nominated for the Kentucky Urban Entertainment Awards, somebody has to nominate you. So somebody has to feel like you deserve to be nominated and take the time and go and put your name in.
Or what? What can you do?
You could even nominate yourself.
Boom. That's it. It's
There's-
that simple.
Yeah, there's nothing
I was just about to
blocking
say
you
that.
from nominating yourself.
Nominated myself.
Yeah, I mean nobody,
Why not?
and nobody even really knows. Like we're not going through there to see who's not. No,
Right.
yeah, all your name pops up, and it's taken to a committee to make sure that it fits the category. And
Exactly.
and this year our categories are wide open. Now next year
Absolutely.
they will be narrowed down quite a bit. There will be a limited number in each category, so it will be harder to get in. I'm telling you now that you need to plan your year accordingly as far as dropping projects or the work that you're doing or campaigning or building your fan base, whatever you need to do to make sure that you're nominated next year so that you're not upset and crying about it. And, usually I see a pattern every year. Usually there's a good, 2 or 3 days right after nominations drop that people have a lot of negative stuff to say. And usually Slick does all the time. Slick does a really good job of like either reaching out to people or a lot of times people will reach out to him with their complaints. And he will talk to people. His number is public. It's wide open. He is not hard to find. And a lot of times, he spends that whole week just on the phone with people explaining the process or, just hearing complaints. And after that couple of days, and I see a lot of, I don't want to say backtracking because that's negative, but a lot of people will come back around and say, okay, I take back the negativity that I said and things like that. And we really appreciate that. And there's nothing wrong with that, because that's a professional thing to do. So my main thing is, if you don't support the awards, if you think it's stupid, if you think it doesn't matter, fine. We don't care because, we do care because, we want that support from everybody, but we do still get way more support than we get negativity.
Right.
So just keep it to yourself. And the other part about that is, if you do have something to say, just be respectful about it. That's the one thing that I push. And a lot of people, they get a little out of hand and say some things. And, all I ask for is respect. If you don't like me, if you don't like Slick, if you don't like the awards, that's fine. But don't disrespect me in public, because I don't take too kindly to that. And that's about it.
My thing is, like you said, you can nominate yourself for one. It's not hard to do. For two, if you didn't get nominated, it's pretty clear that you didn't believe in yourself because you didn't nominate yourself.
Yeah.
And even if you did nominate yourself and nobody else did, better luck next year. Like, it's an award show. Only one person can win out of the 20 people that's in our category. I don't care if we don't win. We was on the ballot. That's what matters.
Mm-hmm. And it's all about recognition. We do this just to give people a platform and be recognized, because people work really hard, and everybody knows that the music business is the least rewarding business in the world. People spend an endless amount of time and thousands of dollars of their own money just investing in their product and being an artist or a DJ or whatever you may do. And it's really not very rewarding unless you get some major deal, which rarely ever happens, or something like that. So we just want to provide people and say, hey, you did a good job. Not because AP and Slick think you did a good job, because, 1,700 people voted for you and they think you're doing a good job. Or, your mom nominated you. She thinks you're doing a good job. And so it's a really positive thing. So it just really sucks, I guess. I don't really know how else to say it. It sucks when people, just throw so much negativity at something that we work so hard to just, give a positive platform to people.
Well, if nobody wasn't hating, then we wouldn't be doing it right.
Well, that's what they say. So,
but like I said, it's a nomination. And then once you get nominated, you're on the ballot. You control what happens. If you really want to win, then go out there and get everybody to vote for you. It's not hard. Mm-hmm. Make a post, talk, call people. I'm pretty sure that I got a whole family that none of them voted. Not because they don't care, it's because they don't know anything about it. You know what I'm saying? If I call all my family and say, hey, vote for us, and they go do it, I got a better chance of winning.
But that's what a lot of people do. And, it's a campaign just like anything else. And, especially, and I use the artist perspective, for the biggest example, because it is probably the biggest portion of it. But artists, DJs, or public figures or whatever, when you put out a new project, or if you're trying to promote yourself and get gigs and things like that, you promote yourself. If you want to win an award, you got to promote yourself. Yeah. And I've seen people with sponsored Facebook posts. I mean, people are putting, a little money behind it and everything because it matters to them. And that's what you have to do. So I don't know. That brings up another question that I just want, like a little topic that I would want to bring up and just ask you all's opinion, or people on Facebook, if you want to comment, that would be great. I've heard people say that they like the voting process, and I have also heard from some people who say they don't like the voting process because they say that it's like a popularity contest, or whoever campaigns the most is going to win, as opposed to whoever is quote unquote like the best or was the most successful over the past year, and they feel like the committee should choose the winners or whatever. So what do you guys think about that?
I'm 50-50 on it. Mm-hmm. I agree with it being narrowed down because it is a lot of people. Mm-hmm. But people don't understand, it's just like it's just in the beginning. So things are gonna get changed. So I agree with the narrow down, but if you do who the committee thinks, then that's when you're gonna deal with they win because they in the allegiance. Then you gotta worry about that because it's always gonna be something. It's always gonna be a complaint somewhere. As far as the voting process, hey, if me and Empty Beats is in best DJ and I bust my ass and get more people to vote for me than him, and I don't even DJ, then hey, that's not my problem. You know what I'm saying? That's
Are you talking about you specifically?
Yes.
Well,
I mean, I'm not saying I'm in
but
there,
that's where our committee comes in because that's where we would say, well, C Jeezy's not a DJ, so he's not going to win
exactly.
DJ
No,
of the
I was
year.
just using an example.
Yeah.
If I was a DJ, this is my first year being on the ballot, and he's been.
Oh,
on
if
there
you were
every
a
year.
okay,
right,
yeah, gotcha.
And so I go out and I say, hey man, I'm talking about I go everywhere, church. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to barbershops. I got flyers out. I'm promoting it every day on Facebook. And he just sits back like, I'm a DJ. Motherfuckers know me, whatever. And if I win, you can't be mad about that. It's not about saying that I'm better than him. It's just saying I got more votes.
Well, hold on. Let's bring it back real quick because one thing you didn't say, AP, is what's the process? Like, it's not just the voting thing. There's actually a process that comes to the winner. So it's the voting, and then what is it? The board, not the board, but
there's a committee.
There's a committee. So there's a chain that it goes through.
Right.
So let's say
So there are checks and balances.
There's and that's what it is, checks and balances.
It's gotta make sense.
It's gotta be,
also.
yeah.
So it's not just 100% off votes or whatever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So the voting comes through, and then it just keeps going through different tunnels or whatever, and then boom.
Right. So there is a committee, and it's a secret committee. I'm not on the committee. I don't know who's on the committee.
Right.
Slick handles all of that portion of it. And basically,
hold on. The committee is not just people in Louisville.
No.
They space
and they're
all
not
through
people
Kentucky.
in the allegiance specifically.
Yeah.
It's people who know music. They're from a variety of markets, but they're very in tune with what's going on in the entire state of Kentucky. And they're people who are, veterans and have a lot of knowledge and experience in the music business, so they can make very educated decisions about the ballot and things like that. And so the votes come in, and the votes are a certain percentage, and then it goes through the committee, and the committee has a certain percentage, and then same thing. So it, like you said, checks and balances. So if something doesn't make sense with the votes, then the committee can step in and say, same thing. Like, well, C Jeezy got the most votes, but he's not a DJ. He's not going to win that category, and they can override that.
Right.
And then by the same token, if the committee has in their mind, who should be DJ of the year or who should win, this artist worked the hardest or whatever, when the votes come in, and that may be different. And then, that may make them sit back and change their mind or do a little more research on somebody or something like that. So it just kind of goes back and forth until you get the best result possible, because we really, really pride ourselves on trying to make it as fair as possible.
Right. But if you really look at like the BET Awards, MTV Awards, I'll be sitting at home like, how the fuck they win?
That stuff is chosen. Like, nobody votes. They have like a People's Choice Award, and that's how all of those mainstream, the Grammys, BT, MTV, all of that stuff.
That's run by
there
committee.
is a committee, and they pick the winners.
Right.
And those committees, they're picking winners for cultures of art that they don't understand.
Exactly.
Right. And that's what I'm saying is,
so that's why everybody in this state,
list,
in the surrounding area, needs to be supporting the Kentucky Urban Entertainment Awards.
Why wouldn't you?
And the other part of that too is it also gives, people who aren't who don't work in the music business, but like the fans and, people who support the culture and everything, it gives them an opportunity to be involved as well.
Right.
Yo,
people got to realize, just like when Yao Ming used to win the All-Star votes, and he started over Shaq, and he's not better than Shaq. He's not better than. It's about the vote. You know what I'm saying?
You got a whole country,
a whole country back.
Yeah.
Hey,
And see, that's what
Go out there and vote. You know what I'm saying?
it's what a lot of people have to understand, especially when it comes to the big dog awards like the DJ of the year, when it comes to the art hip hop artist of the year and all that other stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's not sectioned off like Louisville's grind or West Kentucky's grind and all that other stuff. So when, especially in the DJ of the year category, and I can say this because I'm a part of this category. Like, you can't just be like, I'm going to get the majority Louisville vote and I'm going to be all right. You know what I'm saying? Like, DJs, artists, I'm telling y'all right now, do what you got to do in this whole state.
Yeah.
Like, utilize this whole damn state. You know what I'm saying? One thing that I can say that I'm blessed by is I'm international. So when I make a post or whatever, you know what I'm saying? My reach is going further than just Louisville. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like,
That's
just because,
real.
yeah,
That's
just because
real.
you
We
working hard
international
in
too, though.
Louisville, yeah,
That's
just
right.
because you
He
working
doesn't
hard
know
in
we
Louisville.
don't count votes from foreign countries.
That's cool
so-
though.
No,
That's cool. No.
Hey, look,
But-
we international too, though.
No.
You hear me?
Yes, keep working. You know what I'm
International
saying?
Black Beatles. You
So
feel
now,
me?
now what we gotta do is we gotta figure out, man, how can we go universe now? You know what I'm saying? Like, how can we get Mars intact? How can we get
Lord.
Jupiter intact? You
I'm
know
not
what saying?
entertaining this
here we
anymore.
go. Here we go.
I'm just saying, man, it's a big world out here. So just because you're successful in Louisville doesn't mean nothing. Like, you might be killing this market, but then you might have your name next to somebody that's doing Louisville. He's doing Mayfield. He's doing Bowling Green. He's doing, you know what I'm saying, Lexington. He's doing Moorhead. He's doing, I mean, the list goes on.
And
You
see,
know what I'm
you
saying?
said it perfect. People don't realize it's called the Kentucky,
Oh,
Yes.
yes,
not
not the
Louisville
Louisville
Award. It's
Award.
Kentucky.
And let me
Not at all.
say that 270 goes
Hard.
so hard
Yeah,
for
yeah,
the
yeah.
awards. And
Hard.
they support
Yeah.
their artists, they support their engineers, their
Yeah.
producers, their models.
Yeah.
They take so much pride in, and I understand that because I'm from Western Kentucky. So, you know, shout out to everybody in the 270. But it's
Shout out to W Western Kentucky, man. BG. Shout out BG.
it's really great to see them be so involved because it is about the entire state and not just Louisville, you know, and they take so much pride. Just like I said, you know, Drama and Newfound Money, 31 Gang, they come and perform every year. You know, they support and they come hard.
Yeah.
And their people vote and their people nominate. So if you are an artist, a performer, a DJ, a promoter, anybody, whatever you are, and you think that, you know, oh, I got Louisville sold up. That doesn't really, when it comes to the awards, and even
mean shit.
past,
That's not a
past
guarantee.
the awards, you should always be wanting to expand your reach and, you know, your opportunities, pursue your opportunities in other markets.
Right.
And the best place to start is to, you know, cover your entire state first and then branch out.
Yep.
And if you show those other areas of the state love, they're going to show it back, I promise.
Oh, yeah. They do.
Yeah.
So check this out. We went super long on this first segment, right? So what we're
Sorry.
gonna do now? We're gonna take one quick break, and then we're gonna be right back at you with more of the Ball and Beast podcast.
Yeah. It's Pat. Look, lately I can't fucking concentrate. And lately I started to contemplate whether I should just go ahead and fucking kill myself to get it over with, or if I should get some fucking help. Call the suicide hotline and they ain't help me with shit. It's not their fault, but nothing can help me with all my problems other than liquor and a zip. So roll up and pour up. Tonight I'm trying to get so fucking faded that I'm passing out. I'm trying to drink so damn much that I'm blacking out. And no apologies about to come about my mouth, cause I don't give a fuck. I got so many problems, do you really think that I give one? Like, come on, man. Don't be ridiculous. Don't be ridiculous. The way that I've written shit is meticulous. About my problems, I just thought about wrapping them up in the sticky spliffs, then flicky big, lighting them up like a sissy bitch. Like, how the fuck can you box me up when you don't even know who you dealing with? Yeah. And innocence, doing silly shit. Murdered out in the streets by ops and piggy pigs. And how can you pray to God when you don't know if he really exists? Like, man, that's
Yo, everybody. Thanks for sticking with us through that short break. Welcome back to more of the Ball and Beats podcast. Once again, it's your man, B. Spence.
It's your boy, C. Jeezy.
And together we are the International Black Beatles.
In the city and the country.
There you go.
You know what I mean? Had
Hey,
to flip
but
them
nah.
on that.
While you here, though, we need that drop, though. We need that allegiance drop so we can put on the show.
The official drop, or you want?
I'm gonna send it
You
to
want
The
you.
official.
Oh, okay.
The
There you
official.
go. Yeah, he'll send it to
You know, we official. We need to feel official. Hey, yo, so the people
But you
y'all
can
just
give
heard
us
again.
one, though, right
Look,
now, if you want.
Look,
Go
once
ahead.
it,
Hold on, I'm about to send it. Keep talking. I got you.
no, I was just saying. Once
I'll do
again,
that after the show.
we back from the break. Just to reiterate, our two guests on today. We got DJ Empty Beats and we got AP,
Hey.
the boss lady of the Allegiance, here with us, and we about to get in some of our sports topics here now. And you know what I mean? See what we think about this here. You know, I like to teach sports to a lot of people, so hopefully somebody here today will learn something from me.
And speaking of sports, I have a special guest for you. We'll talk about it after the show that I have coming on one of your future shows. You'll be very excited about it.
That's what I'm talking
Smith.
about.
See what happens when you become part of the Allegiance.
Emmett-
Major keys.
Emmett Smith
Major-
is coming up here.
Emmitt Smith.
Yeah.
Nah, we don't want that nigga.
Hold on, man.
Emmitt Smith.
So check this out.
if he walked through this door right now,
Yeah,
I'd be like, man, fuck the Cowboys.
but
Then
you
I'd be
wouldn't
like,
be
"What's
like,
up?"
fuck Emmett Smith.
Nah,
You know what I'm saying?
he's cool. He's cool.
Yeah.
He's all right.
So check this out. Our first sport topic here that we're gonna get into is the saga surrounding Ohio State Buckeyes head football coach Urban Meyer, who is currently he's on unpaid administrative leave.
Oh, it's unpaid.
Yeah, is it paid or unpaid?
I
I'm
I
not
think
sure.
he's paid.
Is it paid?
I think he's paid.
Paid or unpaid?
I
I'm not
didn't-
sure.
I
I think
didn't
it's
see
paid.
that part, but
paid leave.
that
but
makes
still,
a
know-
big difference, though.
I mean, somebody
Yeah.
can look it up real quick to see,
I believe it's paid leave.
so we can verify.
CG's gonna look it up.
But yeah, so he's on administrative leave. What's been happening is here, G, put that in there. What's our email address? What's been happening is there was an assistant coach on Ohio State's football team. I guess we have to say allegedly
it's beating ass.
committed some domestic violence against his wife at the time. Allegedly, almost all of the coaches' wives knew. Urban Meyer went to a press conference, said that he didn't know anything about that. That was, of course, a lie. He's known about it, and now he's backtracked, trying to say a lot of stuff and cover himself.
Mm-hmm.
So, first of all, what we want to see is how does everybody how do you all feel about what transpired? Is it right that he's been basically suspended? Do you think he'll keep his job? What do you think is going on next with the whole situation at Ohio State?
Well, from the press conference, I mean, the press conference was not about the domestic violence situation. A reporter asked him about that during, I think it was like the team's media day last week or something, and caught him off guard. So I will say, especially from a PR perspective, I do not blame him for saying that he didn't know anything about it, because being caught off guard and being asked a question unexpectedly, that's the go-to answer. When you're not prepared to answer a question, especially something as serious as domestic violence allegations, that's something that you absolutely need to be prepared for before you speak to the media about it. I'm not saying that I condone lying by any means. Just from a PR perspective, I can understand why his first instinct would be to say, I don't know anything about that. He did come back later and say that he was aware of the allegations. So it's a sticky situation. It's hard to say,
Hey man, if they
But
catch
I
you off
do-
guard, don't answer.
Well, yeah. Right.
This
That would
isn't-
have been a better answer is,
Yeah,
I'm not
right.
here to talk about that today.
Yeah, this
So
isn't the appropriate
maybe
time
he
for
should
that.
have been prepped a little bit better.
Well, dude,
But the
dude
last-
was lying. Dude was lying though
But
to
that-
him, saying that, well, she's allegedly saying I'm doing it, but I ain't do it, and she's got marks on her, but I didn't put them there. And
He
was
said
telling him
he
didn't
said
do the
that
shit.
he said that any physical any physical interaction with her was self-defense, is what
Right,
he said.
exactly.
So basically, and nobody knows what happened between them, other than them. But the issue was that she had been telling people for a long time, most specifically the coaches' wives. And so the issue was, that basically everybody, quote unquote, knew that this was happening.
Right.
But I just think on the Urban Meyer part of it, yeah, he absolutely should have been prepped better to just say, I'm not going to answer that question.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, shit's been going on since he was in Florida. So
Yeah.
I mean, he fired dude. What else you want him to do? Like,
Nah, but he kept him on the staff.
Nah, but I'm saying those are all alleged. Like, it's just now coming to where she went on TV and was like, yeah, he's doing this and showing the pictures and all that. Before then, at Florida, it was just her saying it. It wasn't any proof. Now the proof's coming out, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's a fucked up situation because a dude should have, I don't know what they want to do. I mean, as far as fire him earlier than what he did, I don't know what else he could do. Acknowledge and be like, you're wrong. Would that have made a difference? It really doesn't matter. Dude's guapped up. He's got money. It's not like it's really gonna hurt him. It's hurting his coaching career, but somebody else will hire him. They hire Petrino again. They'll hire his ass.
Petrino ain't do it. That he didn't cover up some domestic violence though.
Man, Petrino, what did he do? I think Petrino did a little worse.
He cheated on his wife. He didn't beat up his wife.
Hey, he was fucking a young girl when he was married and covered it up. He can get a job at Western. What did he go after that? Western. Urban Meyer's gonna get a job somewhere, bro. Ohio State's gonna fire him.
I don't know that they'll necessarily fire him though, because
I think he's gone.
Do you think so?
Yeah. They don't. If you get placed on leave, you're not coming back.
Yeah.
He's on administrative leave.
To which I don't care if it's paid or unpaid.
Yeah.
When it comes to these top coaching jobs, if you get placed on leave, you're not coming back. It's over.
I can't name one coach that
name one coach that got placed on
I can't name
leave
any that
and then
have,
came
but
back.
I'm not as in tune with the coaching situations. But I will say that that's just like the basic go-to. They have to put him on it. Whether even if they know, even if like the athletic department knows we're not going to fire him, and they have to do it to save face or for publicity and everything.
I'll tell you this: it's gonna hurt them. If they do fire Ohio State, it's going to hurt them.
But they're going to have to. Of course.
It's going to hurt their program.
But
and that's the decision that the university is faced with is, do we save the program or do we save face?
It's because of of what today's climate is. You have all the sexual assault issues at Michigan State. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? That's a big thing. You have
Dude's not fired though.
You had no, he's
all
not. He's not. Not
all
yet.
of the entertainment stuff that has come out in the last
and
year.
Also, in college sports, it's so much going on. You have everything that happened at Penn State, so it's kind of like the climate is they're gonna have to do something. You know what I'm saying? Like he's already on leave. He's not coming back. Like that's done. Like he's gone. The stuff with Rick Pitino, Tom Jurich, gone. Like. It's a heavy climate right now for those types of situations.
That's a whole different ball game, bro. Rick Pitino, he done did a lot of
EB, what you think, man?
Jesus, man, this is a tough topic because, domestic violence is real serious. You know what I'm saying? I guess everybody's first question is, like, why ain't she ever leave? Why she deal with it so long and all that other stuff? But I don't think people understand the brainwashing that goes on when you in that circumstances.
Right.
And I'm not no professional or nothing, you know what I'm saying? But one thing, when it comes to music, like I'm a DJ, so what I know is music or whatever. Like when you look at R. Kelly, when you look at Michael Jackson, when you look at a couple of the other entertainers whatever that has stuff going on in their personal life, you know what I'm saying? Like me, I'm that person where I'm like, all right, they said Michael Jackson touched kids. That is nasty. That is wrong. But this nigga show makes some good ass music though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's just me though. You know what I'm saying? Like R.
No,
Kelly.
for real.
You know what I'm saying? Like
that's real.
I fuck with him because of his music. I don't care what he does personally in his life. You know what I'm saying? So to see them fire a coach that wasn't beating ass or wasn't doing the domestic stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like that shit's it's getting out of hand to me. You know what I'm saying? Let's get rid of the person that was physically doing this shit. All right, just because this guy lied or whatever, like you said, you got to be prepared for stuff like that.
Yeah.
But the best answer for him was like, yo, we're not talking about this right now. You know what I'm saying? So instead of lying, he should have said, let's not, you know what I'm saying? Let's talk about something else.
Mm-hmm.
But for them to fire him because something that his staff member's doing, that's bogus to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's replace this guy.
But you got to think about it. That's not the reason that he's not fired yet. But that's not the reason that he's on leave. He's not on leave because his assistant allegedly beat his wife.
It's because everybody knew.
He's no.
What is it?
He's on leave because he lied about knowing that it's going on.
Niggas
the cover. That's fact. But look, out of the cover up,
our whole country's ran off of lies. Man. What the hell we talking about here?
The cover up is what gets people jammed up all the time. It ain't always the wrongdoing. It's trying to cover up the wrongdoing is what gets people jammed up.
I agree, but sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Like, your chick can sit there and tell you all day, tell me the truth, tell me the truth. At the end of the day, you can look at her and be
that's
like,
a different topic for a different show.
You don't want
That's
the
a
truth.
different topic for a different show.
He'll be back on another episode to talk about that.
Yeah,
So-
he'll be back in 2 weeks.
We're going to fire a guy simply because of a lie, though. You know what
That's
I'm saying?
some bullshit.
Like, we can go down to the courthouse and we can see a bunch of motherfuckers in our line all day. You know what I'm saying?
and that's why I don't think necessarily that he will get fired. I think that the administrative leave is the university trying to save face because they can't just ride it out and be like, oh, well, it's okay for our head coach to lie to the media.
But what the problem
So I
is,
think that there is consequence. They are stepping out to pull some kind of consequences. But I think when it comes down to the benefit that Urban Meyer brings to the program versus the bad PR of him just lying in a press conference over something that didn't even involve him doing something, I don't think they're going to fire him.
If they're smart, they wouldn't fire him.
I don't think they will.
Because their football team is going to suck without
They
him.
about to fire dude.
right now, on how sports is and entertainment is, you got to make an example out of somebody.
That's
You know
the
what I'm
whole
saying?
thing.
And
They
that's
about
what
to
the
fire
problem
dude.
is. That's exactly what the
Which
problem
leads
is.
us into our
Because
next
they haven't fired Tom Izzo or none of them at Michigan State. Did they? Matter of fact, did they end up firing dude from Arizona?
No.
They didn't. They ended up not firing
They
him.
didn't fire Boeheim when dude the assistant coach was
They're
touching all the boys.
going to drop the hammer
That's
on
crazy
somebody.
right there.
So
I don't think they're going to fire him.
I-
Now that I start thinking about
I think they are. But like you said,
But they did. They fired Rick Pitino. I mean,
They did.
they
They
dropped
didn't
the
even have
hammer.
it. Rick
No,
Pitino
that's
had
what
too,
I'm saying.
he had
I mean,
too
they-
much going on.
It was
They
too-
set a huge example.
it was too
there.
many
He was doing
transgressions
too
at U
much.
of L.
He was doing too much.
But
But see, when
speaking of Rick,
go ahead.
the next topic here.
All right, let's go.
My bad. I didn't mean to
Let's
cut
go,
you
let's
off,
go.
but I had to.
Let's go.
So more news came out this week. There are some text messages from Rick Pitino that came out that shows that he was aware that other schools, one of the schools that was named DePaul, was trying to pay recruit Bruce Bourne to go to the school. It says that DePaul was trying to pay him $200,000 to come to the school. I have my opinion about it, but because people are like, "Oh, this is a smoking gun that Rick Pitino was trying to pay the guy." What do you guys think? Because I don't think that has anything to do with Rick Pitino saying he's trying to pay him money. They act like it's proof that he tried to pay him money when saying he knew that DePaul was trying to pay him money.
All right, so check it out. First thing I'm going to say is if I wanted to rob a bank, I'm robbing it with Rick Pitino because he didn't throw nobody under the bus. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Obviously, what this is somebody was mailing through somebody's text messages and they seen the messages or whatever. But we also know that this is a part of the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, these students are getting paid. If you sit there and take for an example, like when you was in school, you know what I'm saying? These basketball players who was not getting paid was riding around in some of the coldest damn cars that we've ever seen. They stayed fresh. They stayed slugged out. They stayed with these golds on. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, where is this money coming from? So everybody can always say, like, all right, the coach does this, but damn, you got these alumni that's in their pockets.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, all that stuff. This is a part of the game. But my problem
coach
with it is,
isn't
hold
paying
on, I'm
either.
not done. I got one more point that I have to
Okay.
make because these universities is making billions off of these fucking kids, and these kids ain't doing nothing but getting a bullshit ass education that they're not going to use or whatever at the end of the day, and then. Man, let them niggas eat, man.
I agree.
That's how I feel. Let
I
them
agree.
eat. Or we got to work some type of system where these kids are getting money. Because if you look at the elite that comes through these schools, the elite that's making the money from these people or whatever, like these universities making billions off of them.
Billions.
That elite person doesn't need a 4-year fucking scholarship. He's there for 1 year and he's gone. You know what I'm saying? So that time that he's there, like, He need to be, you know what I'm saying? What is it? Compensated at the end of the day. Feed them young niggas, man.
And I absolutely agree with that, especially on the strength of look how many athletes that were professional grade athletes who got hurt in college and weren't even able to move to the next level, to go to the NFL, to go to the NBA and get the money that they deserved. And they never, they played, the universities worked them to death. They played their heart out and they just so happened to get hurt. And then they never had the opportunity to get compensated for those 2, 3, 4 years that they were busting their ass playing ball for a university, like you said, that's making millions and hundreds of millions of dollars off of the program.
Man, U of L was the highest growth university in the country. You know what I'm saying? That university was making so much fucking money, like ridiculously amount of money or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Give them kids some food, man. Like, feed them.
And you're talking about athletes who don't even have time to even go work a part-time job, like everybody else is.
But even look how the system is orchestrated, man. You know what I'm saying? We put the athletes in these dorms with these nerds or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Where these athletes still don't have to do anything. I'm going to just pass my work down you know what I'm saying, Rodney down the hallway. He's a geek or whatever. He's got a 4.6. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole system is built to it's sabotaged. That's it at the end of the day.
They don't go to class at all.
No. You ain't got to. Just pass the drug test. Oh man, can I bring something up? Can I bring one thing
go
up?
ahead.
Did y'all see who got locked up last night?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I woke up to
Can't
that.
do right, Kenny. And I seen somebody make a post, man. One thing I will say, like, with you working in the news media or whatever, like, y'all have the most gangsterous comments under all the shit that y'all post.
Oh, my gosh.
Like, some of the stuff that y'all post, like, it ain't even about the story. It's about, man, let me read these comments.
Yes.
Let me see how
it
racist
gets
people
so
are.
savage and
Like,
horrible
oh my
and
God.
disgusting.
I don't
That
even
used
like
to
reading
be
them
before I did Derby City Weekend. I was one of the digital staff producers and on-air producers. But as digital producer, one of my jobs was to read the comments, to delete the really, really bad stuff. But even so, like you
could probably spend 24 hours a day.
There's so much that we don't delete that you just let ride because it's freedom of, and there is no freedom of speech when it comes to, it's our page and we can delete what we want. But at the same time, you encourage engagement and all that. So like that, I was tasked with having to read that stuff, and it's so offensive and depressing and disgusting. And it's just to see that that's like where humanity is, and especially like the past couple of years with the election and with the Black Lives Matter movement and just all of the stuff that has been happening and the U of L stuff. I mean, it is just horrible what people say and think about each other. It's disgusting.
Yep.
Let me
it's worse than the awards.
See, Jeezy, what do you think about them text messages from Ricky P? Do you think it means anything? Does it confirm anything, or is it just whatever?
Just all it is, like EB said, somebody done found them text messages and blew it up, dog. Dude, I don't know why they won't leave dude alone, man. Like, dude.
Well, I could tell you why. They're not gonna leave Rick alone because he's suing the university. That's why.
Yeah.
They're not going to leave him alone.
Hey, bro. I mean, if you want to be technical, whether Rick knew or not, bro, about all the shit that's going on, all the little scandals, bro, if he knew or not, bro, it's still Andre McGee's fault, bro. We're gonna keep it all the way real. Everything that's going on is somebody else's fault. It's not Pitino's, bro. Even though Pitino's taking the heat for it.
This is a whole different scandal, though. This
I know
isn't the
it.
prostitution
That's what I'm saying,
scandal.
but that's
This
not.
is
But I'm just saying, for
this
example,
is the recruiting stuff.
The recruiting on that, like he said, it happens everywhere. It happens at every school.
It absolutely does.
Every school.
And I mean, I don't know why.
Every school.
Yeah, and,
it's just
and
somebody
that goes back to
missed.
what
Somebody
EB
missed
said.
that little point. Somebody wasn't on their job,
So
and they messed it up.
Here's how I see that, and like going back to what EB said about the athletes should be compensated, absolutely, but it's kind of like marijuana, okay? Everybody's doing it. All the schools are doing it. They're recruiting, they're paying, they're getting deals from these companies. Like, they're doing it, period. We know that. Everybody knows that. Just like weed. everybody's smoking weed, everybody's selling weed. We know that. So instead of criminalizing it, somebody needs to come in. They need to set a standard. They need to regulate it. They need, just like the NFL has, or like the sports team, the salary caps and things like that. They need to come in and they need to regulate it and then allow the athletes to get paid. And then it won't be an issue. And there's still going to be wrongdoing. I mean, people are still going to overpay. There's still going to be, just like anything, under the table deals and this and that. But at the same time, I mean, why are you criminalizing something that every school is doing?
Yeah. But see, what it is going to mess up somebody else's money, though, at the end of the day. When you take, like, for an example, why isn't there a tournament when it comes to, well, it is one now, but the bowl games made so much money off of those kids. You know what I'm saying? Yep. That's why they refuse to take that shit away. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like with the oil, the banking, and all that other stuff. All right, we're going to keep doing this shit because we're trying to capitalize off as much money as possible that we can get. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So why in the world would I change something to feed somebody else when that's taken away from me?
No, and
that's what the problem is.
And that's the thing.
Greed.
And that's why the federal government isn't, it's the same thing. They want as much kickback and as much money as they can make, and they don't want to share it. And that's why it's not being done.
Well, see, a lot of schools, though, if you make it to the bowl game, you get paid. The school does. And then
the school gets paid. The athletes don't get paid.
No, they divide it with the players.
Who?
For real.
Do they? Okay.
Well,
it's not going to be a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
just like every when I was on U of L's campus, like on their meal cards, they would have like $700-800 every month. Football players. Now I'm not saying that's a lot. And it's not worth what they put in. They're not going, but it's just so much shit that goes into the likenesses of the NCAA players. You got to pay them for jerseys. You got to pay them for autographs. It's so much shit that's going to pay. And they don't want that budget because if you do that, and then another thing is a lot of these players aren't staying in college long enough to pay them. Because you go to school 1 year and you say fuck the university, like your boy Ben Simmons, he stopped going to class after the first semester.
Yeah, that's how most of them do. They just quit going to class after the first semester.
It's like, okay, you want us to reward all these players, but at the same time, they turn around, they don't even finish school. They don't even graduate. So it's not representing the college like they wanted to. But I'm not saying that's an excuse. I think they should get paid too. But
the universities don't care if those kids graduate or go to class.
They're not tripping on that.
They don't make any money off
I think what they should do, players should be able to make money off their own likeness. Now, there's absolutely no possible way that the colleges can pay the players and it be even across the board.
Right.
Because some colleges would never get any good athlete ever again.
But if I have built my brand as an athlete and I, work hard to, because being an athlete is just like being an artist. It's just like owning a business. I mean, you're building a brand. So if somebody wants to pay me for a walkthrough or to come make an appearance at a party or sign autographs or do a commercial for somebody, I'm investing in myself, and I've put a lot of work and resources into building my brand. I should absolutely be able to capitalize off of that brand.
Well, see, what it's about now is
that's what they should be.
You got to get companies, people that's going to come in, and it's all about your future. What can you bring to the table? So somebody like LeBron James, they was giving him Hummers and all that, and it wasn't a problem because they were giving that to his mother. They was giving it to family members. And then it was like, we'll get it back. Yes. We're going to get it back next year, so we're not worried about it. But, see, everybody's not LeBron James. So you got players who are working their ass off, busting their ass to make the team. They make it as a walk-on. They're not going to get the same amount as the 5-star recruit. You know what I'm saying?
Not at all.
So then it's going to be complaints there. It's just so much, like, the system's so fucked up. And that's what goes to our third topic, which we was talking about the help me out, B. Spence.
The third topic was the all right, so we're getting into it. This year's Madden NFL Madden 2019 game, Madden 19. So there was a song that Big Sean has on the soundtrack to the game, and Big Sean does reference the name Colin Kaepernick, says his name in the song, and when he says Colin Kaepernick on the game, they edited out Colin Kaepernick's name. So it's like his name is a curse word to EA Sports and Madden and the NFL.
You know why, though?
What? I mean, I think we all know why.
You got a fucking president that tweets back and forth beefs with LeBron James.
So my
And
thing
so-
is what it is. Jay-Z said it the best, man. Like, fuck the NFL. Y'all need me. I don't need you. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, that
if
was
you
real.
take away all the people everybody that's out there playing, man, the NFL is nothing but a stadium. You know what I'm
Nothing.
saying? That's it. So I seen the post that YG made, because if I'm mistaken, ain't it Big Sean featuring YG? Or something
Yeah.
like that?
Yeah.
So I seen the post that YG made, you know what I'm saying? He was actually on one knee when he did the video, and he was just pretty much like, yo, ESPN, we didn't give y'all permission to take that record off. Big Sean said he didn't give y'all permission. Y'all owe us an apology, and shout out to, you know what I'm saying, Kaepernick. I can't never say his name or whatever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's dope. You know what I'm saying? Like, when we all come together and move as a unity, you know what I'm saying? Like, social media can be harmful, but at the end of the day can also be helpful too, right? Because it gives you a platform to voice your opinion or whatever. And if your stage is big enough and you voice your opinion, man, you can get a whole crowd of people behind you, and boom, you know what I'm saying? Like, some shit can change. Shout out to Papa John's. But I think they was wrong for doing that. They definitely was wrong for doing that. And
But see, did y'all know they did it last year too? Apparently.
Yeah, and now they're trying to say it was a mistake.
Yeah.
But
Definitely
nobody,
not a
we're
mistake.
not buying that at
How'd you
all.
make that mistake 2 years in a row?
We're not
definitely not a
buying it.
mistake.
I knew it was fucked up when they made a rule in the NFL now where either you come on the field and stand or you stay in the locker room.
Oh, they went back on that. They changed their mind on that. They said, "Nah, we're not doing that rule this year." They already stopped
See what I'm saying? So
because
it's-
it was a backlash. But see, the
that
reason why
that was a great idea though.
the reason why they really can't do it, it's not really a great idea because people.
I mean, it is. If I don't want to go out there, I can stay in the locker room.
But
No,
but I
because
shouldn't
you're
have
because
to.
what
But I
they're
shouldn't have
doing-
to make that choice. If I want to sit here and kneel during the anthem, I should be able to do it.
Because-
don't send me to the locker room.
By prohibiting them from coming on the field, what they're doing is silencing that voice. Like Colin
That's what they're
Kaepernick
doing,
and
I mean,
all the other
yeah,
players
I see
utilize
that,
their
but-
platform as a celebrity to draw attention to the issue.
Yep.
If you keep them in the locker room, you're not drawing attention to the issue.
Yep.
You're
Yeah,
hiding them. You're sweeping it under the rug.
But
and
that's still
hiding
kind of to me. I see what y'all saying, but on the flip side, shit, if y'all don't see me out there, then y'all know what I'm repping. You know what I'm saying?
It's
At
not the same
time.
as it's not the same visual representation and in your face as I'm here and the cameras are on me and I am on my knees making a statement.
Well, I'm talking from a money aspect because if you go on that field and you kneel, you fined. If I stay in the locker room, I'm not getting fined.
But see, my thing, let's
shouldn't
look
get
at it like
fined either
this.
way.
Yeah, let's look at it like this. Rosa Parks could have got off that damn bus.
Yeah.
She could have been like, man, all right, you can have the seat, man. Fuck y'all. She could have went and cussed out the bus driver, man. Y'all got me fucked up, man. Blah, blah,
Right.
blah, blah, blah. Jumped off the bus and then been like, it would have just rolled out. That wouldn't have had the same impact as her, like, refusing to give up her seat.
Right.
So we need to see those players on that field taking that knee.
Right.
If they in
Yeah.
that locker room, bro, like, it doesn't have that same effect.
No.
to it.
You right, but I mean, I feel
You're
like this shit. I
silencing
feel like
them.
this shit's over with. Like we know
But-
what. I feel like it's old, dog. You know what I'm saying?
It's
like,
not.
It's
It can't
not
get old.
It's not old if Kaepernick still don't have a job.
Yeah, and that's
Right.
one of the.
bro, they not gonna
Right.
give him no job.
But see,
bro.
also we gotta look at this too. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's other platforms that they can use. You take what my man, Vikings, what's his name? Just got in the Hall of Fame.
Randy Moss.
Randy Moss, what he did with his tie. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? That was dope. You know what I'm saying? That was powerful. So what they need to
what
start
T.O.
doing
did was powerful.
all that.
That was
You know what I'm
powerful,
saying?
too.
Like just keep doing that stuff. Keep challenging and we gotta keep bullying this system, man. You know what I'm saying? Cause shit's fucked up. Like, I'm in radio. Like, I don't have the same privileges as if Ford wants to be like, we're not going to do this job, so we striking. You know what I'm saying? I don't
Right.
have a union or nothing like that.
Right.
If that company's doing me bad, and let's say I'm like, hey, fuck it, I ain't going on air today, guess what? I don't have a job type
Right.
stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it's up to me to make that decision. All right, whatever I'm about to do, is it going to be powerful enough to make a change pretty much? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Was me risking my job, was that big enough risk to, you know what I'm saying, do that? You know what I'm saying? So I think damn, why I keep forgetting his name? What's his name with the braids? Country Vikings.
Randy Moss.
Randy Moss.
He don't got braids no more though.
I know. I see he ain't got the braids no more. Randy Moss, my man T.O., what they did, man, is, you know what I'm saying, like, they put it all on the line right there doing that stuff.
But
You know what I'm saying?
I want to make something clear though. The NFL, they did institute that policy and then they went back on and said that we're not going to do it here. let's just make sure everybody knows they didn't do that out of the goodness of their heart because they knew they were wrong. They did that because the NFL Players Union was going to take action against that because that was something that they tried to institute out of the blue that wasn't bargained for in their contract. So that's the reason, because the union was getting ready to take them up on that, because this isn't in the bargained agreement, the CBA. So that's why they went back on that, because they knew that was wrong. You can't just add stuff that what y'all didn't agree to in the CBA.
What's the rule now?
There is not one.
So we can still get on our knee?
You can't, but see, it's a team by team. So the team owner can they can do whatever they want. Team owner can
but
be
the
like,
league can't.
Yeah, the league.
Well,
can.
see, that's why I was agreeing with it, because I thought they were saying like if you came on the field, like it wasn't allowed. That's why I liked it, because you can stay in the locker room. I'm still on the
You're
knee.
saying you'd rather be in the locker room than be forced to stand.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Right,
like,
but that's not. No, you can
But he
still
said they
come
took it.
out and you can take a knee if you want
well then
to.
fuck it.
Let's
Keep
be
doing it.
consistent.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna
keep
take a
doing
knee.
it.
I'm gonna lay down. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna lay down. Matter of fact, I'm a plank. Now what?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Let's take it there. Let's take it there.
I feel that.
I'm gonna
But
take
that's what I was saying, because like they was giving the option, like if you come on the field, you gotta stand.
Nah, I ain't gotta do shit.
No.
I never stand for that fucking
But that's
song.
what. But like,
Fuck that
that's,
song.
but it's what I'm saying. Like, you shouldn't be forced to make a choice. If you want to go out there and take a knee, I should be able to take a knee. Just because you don't want me to do that, well, just stay in the locker room. Nah, because I'm doing this to bring the awareness. Like what he was saying, there's levels to the stuff. Like I can sit at home and make a Facebook post and say the way they treat us is fucked up. Share this shit. That's cool. It's not a problem with it. But if I go out to the motherfuckers that are treating us like shit and put it in front of their face at some event that they love dearly, that's gonna have a bigger impact.
But the thing, okay, bro, the reason why I'm talking about that is because, all right, simple fact. You go out there, they tell you can't take a knee. You take a knee anyway. Motherfucker, if that's the case, that's just not play, dog. Fuck it. That's what they need to do.
I agree.
Because it's not powerful enough. You got same motherfuckers who were saying,
I agree
they
wholeheartedly.
out there on the knee. They out there on the knee, right? So now this year, we're going to find you every time you do it. Some of these players ain't got enough money to get fined like that, bro.
That's true.
So they're going to have to stand. So that's my point. I'd rather be in the back where I ain't got to come out than to be fake and be out there like, yeah, I'm standing around just because I'm getting paid. Fuck that. Don't play at all.
But see, some
ban the whole NFL.
But see, some issues are worth you making a sacrifice for. Like, I get it. Like, if somebody is like, I can't do this, I can't afford the fines, I'm not mad at them. I understand. But if it's a person that's like, I really can't afford I really can't afford these fines, and it's gonna put me in a financial, black hole, put me in a bad situation. But this issue is that important that I'm gonna make that sacrifice. I'm gonna respect him a lot more than the other person. That's all I'm saying.
Okay,
there's people
who's
out
gonna
here.
pay him, though?
There's people out here who have done that.
Who's gonna pay him though?
I don't know, but something's gonna make a way. Unless things like that happen, change doesn't get made. If you look at, there's people out here that make those sacrifices. If you look at somebody like Muhammad Ali, the Louisville legend, Muhammad Ali went to jail for his belief.
That's Muhammad Ali.
You know what
bro.
I'm saying?
That's Muhammad
And
Ali.
I get it. That's what I'm saying. Everybody is not willing to do that, but the people that are, I respect them the most.
Absolutely.
And I feel like there should be more people like that. We don't have enough.
I'm not saying I don't respect. I respect them, but my thing is, okay, you make $20 million a season. I make $1. They finding you $100,000 every time you take a knee. That ain't hurting you. They find me $100,000 every time I take a knee. Shit, after 10 games, shit, my salary's gone.
That's true.
So at the same time, I'm like, shit. I mean, I understand the move. Don't get me wrong, because I'm not against it at all.
But see, here's the thing: if everybody comes together and does something, they're gonna have to stop it.
But they not doing it.
That's the point. That's the problem.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. That's the problem.
How many people said they weren't gonna watch NFL?
Well,
no
that's
more?
what I was going to. So
I don't.
let me ask you
A lot of
this.
people don't, but a lot of people do.
How many people are going to boycott Madden for doing what they did?
Nobody. Motherfuckers gonna play it.
That's a problem
Because they indirectly made their statement by and showing, you know, where they stand by taking the name out. Now, of course, they backtrack for publicity. I'm sorry, we didn't mean to. It was an accident. Somebody who in editing didn't understand the rules and
Right.
what we, you know, but that we know how that is.
But see, the shit's so
So
backwards.
is
see,
anybody
that's
who
another example though. Somebody else, if they didn't know that, somebody else that was inside there took a risk and was like, "Hey, I'ma cancel his name. Well, I'ma beep his name out or whatever, just so I can utilize a platform that I have." So you know what I'm saying? Like, it all comes in circle. So there was somebody that was a worker that believed like, "Hey, fuck everything that Kaepernick has done."
But do you
I'ma
really
take
think
out
it
his
was a
name.
worker, or do you think that the company, the EA Sports,
But
did
I
it,
don't think
and now they're
I
just
don't
trying to
think it-
clean
I
up
think
the
it was the
mess.
company.
Now they're just
It
trying
was
to
the
clean up the
company.
mess.
It was the
It's-
company, bro.
I don't know,
my
because see,
thing
this
is-
is my thing though.
Because
Check
if it
this
was,
out.
because
Check this out.
if it was a worker, there's numerous checks and balances. They would have fixed it. If it was a worker,
I disagree.
That's company, bro.
I disagree. I work at the radio station. Like, I deal with a lot of the production. If I wanted to, I can go on a damn commercial and be like, "It's going down this Sunday, but none of y'all motherfuckers should go because this promoter ain't shit." And it'll at least run for 2 days. I know it for a fact. Before somebody catches it and be like, "Oh shit, what the hell's going on?"
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
So all I'm saying is, yeah, there is some checks and balances that do gotta it gotta go clear through.
But it's a gift and a curse because now all the players, like NFL's not like the NCAA. They getting paid off likenesses. They getting paid off jersey sales. So you mean to tell me that a major player, Odell Beckham, he's black, right? I'm sure he's cool with Colin Kaepernick. Do you think he's gonna say, don't buy Madden? Don't buy Madden because they bleeped out Kaepernick's name. Hell fucking no, because he's gonna make $1 million off that.
And that's what I'm saying. It's up to the person. Like if they
That's what I'm
feel
saying.
like
The
if they
shit's
feel,
backwards.
if they feel
It-
like
it's not backwards.
I
They-
think that's the problem. If you don't see this as a bigger issue than money, that's on them.
That's what it is.
Like
yeah.
I can't speak for them, and I can't judge nobody in NFL because I'm just a little guy. I ain't got no money. I'm broke, baby, all day, every day. You know what I'm saying?
No, I feel
like
you, but
I can't say what they should or shouldn't do. All I can say is what I would like to see them do or what I would like to think that I would do. I can't say specifically unless I'm in that situation. But I would like to see more of those players standing up for Kaepernick a lot more. Like I wish that it would be more. I was having this is real quick, and then we are gonna have to end this segment real quick.
Okay,
I was having
to
a,
say one thing.
Go ahead.
All right. Did y'all see the video that went viral of it looked like it was a warehouse or whatever, and they fired a Mexican or whatever because some stupid shit that didn't make sense or whatever, right? Remind you that most of this company made their money off of Mexicans working for them or whatever, right? When they fired dude and it wasn't right how they fired him, you know, every Mexican literally quit that day or whatever. Every Mexican quit.
it's powerful.
Quit. All of them. You see them pulling up their forklifts, they pickers, man, people walking out with their bags like, yo, this shit ain't right. You know what I'm saying? Quit. So that's how we got to impact. We got to
Exactly.
have that type of impact on the NFL.
Right.
Like in order
That's
for
my
us
whole
to
thing.
really dig
They-
deep in them.
They cancel one game. How much money they gonna
But
lose?
see, it's been done. But see, it's so much money to be lost in the NFL. It's hard to get guys to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's why it's hard to do. If you look at it was at Missouri. What was it, a couple years ago? They had a lot of racial incidents going on their campus, and everybody felt like the president of the school wasn't doing anything to fix it. The entire football team said, "We're not playing until you fire this
Yes.
guy."
right.
Yes.
And what did they do? He's gone.
I
Yeah.
like it like
Now the NFL, there's no solidarity like that.
Exactly.
Nobody wants to take that risk.
Exactly.
Well,
And I don't want to say I have a problem with that, but I have a problem with that.
Exactly.
and the issue from the NFL's perspective is, let's say, I mean, and it goes to show with Colin Kaepernick because they still haven't given him a job. There's so many other athletes, and you know, the pool is, there's so many great athletes now. It's not like back in the 60s and, you know, where there were just a few elite. There's so many great athletes that the NFL feels like, we don't care if Colin Kaepernick and Odell Beckham and everybody else, if we have to fire all of them, because there are so many other great athletes that will come back and we can hire them instead.
What we need
this-
And they don't care.
We need Vince McMahon to bring back XFL.
He is.
He
better not.
is.
he is bringing it back, but we're not
2020.
but we're not supporting the XFL either.
Please.
2020, bro.
Because he already said he's making a rule. You can't kneel on that either. We're not supporting him.
Nah, we
either.
don't need him there.
2020.
No, so
FXL.
this is a funny thing. Is exactly what you was talking about. They were saying if they strike, they'll bring in all these other players that want to play. Which brings up to an interesting point. This is a conversation I had with my father this weekend. He said that he doesn't think that the NFL players should strike right now. He says the NFL players should go in, play the whole season, get their full salary, get paid for the season,
Strike
and
during the
playoff
playoffs.
time come, we not playing.
Yeah. Because
That'd
that's
be
where
dope.
they make the most money on the television
That'd be dope.
advertising is during the
That's
playoffs.
But they're not gonna do it. though.
But see, here's the thing with that. That'll be dope, but then you're gonna get into you're gonna be asking more of certain players than others because a non-playoff team players ain't gonna have nothing to worry about.
Right.
So then you're gonna ask more of these playoff teams. So
And
everybody's
everybody's objective is to get a championship, man.
and that's what I'm
it.
saying.
That's
so
it.
Hey
That'd
man,
be my perfect opportunity.
that's a rough topic. Look, we could go on and on with this one.
One more thing, though. It's not up to just the NFL players to
Absolutely.
solve the problem. So
Absolutely.
we can't just put it all on Colin Kaepernick and the NFL
So-
and EA Sports. It's up to everybody in the world
Let me
to
let me clarify
take
this.
a stance.
It's not up to the NFL players at all to fix the problem because it's not a problem that they created. So I just leave it there.
Yeah.
You know,
You thought you was just gonna get an amen or something like that.
no,
You
I
said
don't
that.
want to.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I'm just saying. Like a lot of times, these types of issues, it's like, hey, we need to all come together to fix this problem. We're like, no, I didn't create this problem.
The shit
it'd
didn't happen
it'd
until
be
the
cool.
dumbass motherfucker got in the office.
It'll be cool for
With
me
no
to
problem.
come and try to help fix the problem, but it ain't on me, bro. Like if my man DJ Empty Beast goes outside and crashes his car into a pole because he wasn't paying attention driving, that's not my issue to fix. The pole that he knocked into. Now, me being a good
No,
friend,
you can't
it's
compare
cool,
that, though, because the issue that
but I ain't do that.
But the issue that Colin Kaepernick is kneeling for is it is your problem and it is everybody's problem because what it came from was police unjustly.
it is a problem I have to
which
deal
affects
with.
everybody.
It's a problem that I have to deal with.
EB
That's
crashing
true.
his car doesn't affect you in that way.
Well, if he crashes into my house, say he crashes into my house,
But
that is a problem
but
that's affecting me.
Yeah, but you can't compare the two.
But he did it.
Y'all killed Triple X and let Zimmerman live.
That's what Jay-Z
That's
said.
crazy,
That's
ain't
what
it?
Hov said.
Hey, yo, so check this out. We're going to go ahead and finally end this segment. You know what I'm saying? We're going to take one more quick break, and then we'll be right back at you with some hip-hop topics with more of the Ball and Beach podcast.
I made some tough decisions, yeah. I cannot fuck with you. I cannot fuck with you. I made some tough decisions, yeah. I cannot fuck with you. I cannot fuck with you. I made some tough decisions. I cannot fuck with niggas. I had to cut these niggas off, get some money, cause these niggas won't with me. Man, I ain't gon' lie. I keep that bitch by my side. Yeah, difference between me and you, dogs, I'm ready to die. I made some tough decisions. I cannot fuck with niggas. I had to cut these niggas off, get some money, cause these niggas won't with me. Man, I ain't gon' lie. I keep that bitch by my side. Yeah, difference between me and you, dogs, I'm ready to die. I cannot fuck with you niggas. Too busy chasing the check. Yeah, 5 years left for dead, dog. Now I'm at niggas' neck. You that same nigga, let me drown, dog. I can't show no respect. I was locked down with them hounds, dog. Don't make them go fetch. I say, Lord, Lord, please forgive me. All the chances I done took, all the losses I done had. I stay down now, nigga, look. So much dirt on a nigga name. Look at all the shit I overcame. Nigga, I'm still going through that pain. I ain't dry yet from that rain. I cannot fuck with you niggas. I came home, you niggas is different. Say that you love me, so why is you missing? Fuck that pack, you niggas is fishing. I told Lance, stick to the mission. I told my mama, don't trip, I'ma get it. I told Kev, these niggas ain't with me. Soon as I slip, these niggas gon' hit me. I made some tough decisions. I cannot fuck with niggas. I had to cut these niggas off, get some money, cause these niggas won't with me. Man, I ain't gon' lie. I keep that bitch by my side. Yeah, difference between me and you, dogs, I'm ready to die. Man, these niggas are snakes. Ain't no more sharing my plate. Soon as you slip, I can't wait. I'm sending them shots at your face. I stay down trying to come up. I knew that you niggas would hate.
All right, everybody. Thanks for sticking with us through that last break. Welcome back to more of the Ball and Beats podcast. Once again, it's your man, B. Spence.
It's your boy, C. Jeezy.
And together we are the Black Beatles.
In the city.
So once again, we do have our two guests here with us, about to round out this episode. We got DJ Empty Beats. We got AP in the building. You know what I'm saying? And we're about to get into a few of our hip-hop topics right here, right now. So the first one that I want to get into, there was an interview. I believe he was on the Breakfast Club. Lyor Cohen, who was the former president of Def Jam, formerly with Warner Music Group. Now he headed up 300 Entertainment. So I believe he had an interview, like I said, on the Breakfast Club, where he let out a little bit of, I guess it was a rumor that had been going around. Apparently he and Drake made like a handshake agreement that Drake was supposed to sign with Def Jam before he signed with Cash Money. And Lyor Cohen is saying that Drake reneged on that deal, of course, and he then signed with Cash Money. So what my question is, let's just assume that what he's saying is true. Let's not even question that. But what do you think would the landscape of Drake be different had he signed with Def Jam instead of Cash Money?
Absolutely.
And why? Why do we think it would have been different?
Well, I mean, the music itself would sound different, even though, you know, Drake does so much of has his own, production team with OVO and all that. But I think just being under the Cash Money and the Young Money label and the music that they put out was definitely influencing his style and everything. And I think that the music would sound different first and foremost. As far as like promotion and industry moves, that absolutely would be different as well, but I can't really speak on where it would have gone or what we would be looking at now. And Def Jam being such a bigger label, I don't know. Do you think that maybe he might have got lost in the fold a little bit and maybe not had as much, been up front and first and foremost with the label as much as he was with Cash Money? What do you think? Young Money, whatever.
I think that Drake probably, I think he might have still been pretty popular, but I don't think that he would probably be the Drake that he is today. And I only say this because there's multiple things that work in Drake's favor. With one of it was the co-sign from Cash Money, Young Money. That was a big part. And plus he made, a lot of people talk about Drake, he's emotional, this guy, that guy, but he made, dope music. You know what I'm saying? He's made nothing but hit records. So he has the hit records along with the co-sign of Cash Money. I feel like if he was at Def Jam, one, he might not have had as much creative control over his work. So like you were saying, I think the sound probably would have been different. And for a long time, I think that Def Jam has not been great at developing artists. I think that Def Jam is good at getting the already established artists and knowing how to work with them. But I think as far as newer artists, I don't know that they really know how to develop newer artists all that great for a while. I think who was the last artist that they really developed was Jeezy and Rihanna. Like, who else? And that was under Jay-Z, when Jay-Z was president. So outside of Jay-Z being president, what is like the last artist that really got developed well and was very successful under Def Jam?
Can I speak on this?
Yeah, anybody can speak on
so
it.
Check this out.
Floor is open.
It's the music industry, first of all, right? You just said the dude had a lot of cheers. What's his name?
Drake?
Nah, the other dude.
Lyor Cohen.
Lyor Cohen, or whatever.
Right,
he had a lot of cheers in many companies or whatever, right? President this, president that, president this, president that. One thing about the music industry is what everybody should know: you want everything down on paper. a handshake doesn't mean shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
It doesn't mean nothing. That's with anything. You know what I'm saying? So in my eyes, he just got beat out of his own game. Like with him being the president of a lot of the stuff that he's president of, which means he's still around, and there's a lot of talented people that has came through these pipelines that's not irrelevant anymore or whatever, right? So to see an artist like Drake succeed somewhere else, I think is dope, because people in his seat has fucked so many people in the industry. All right, we're going to give you this fucked up deal. We're going to give you this 360 deal. You know what I'm saying? And all this and all that. And to see somebody like Drake that was supposed to sign to him, and he can see the money potential that he got from that dude, and it's literally a slap in his face, I'm enjoying that. And simply because his paperwork is not straight. Never shake anybody's hand. I done sat in meetings all day, and a motherfucker will promise me this, they'll promise me that, they'll promise me this. But none of that matters until it's on paper. You know what I'm saying? When that stuff is on paper, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like when you work for a lot of these corporate, matter of fact, I keep bringing back the news or whatever, and I work at the radio station. One thing that we always got to make sure we have is a paper trail. So emailing is key to success.
Absolutely.
If you don't have that email paper trail, you going to your boss and saying this person done did this or this person done did this, it doesn't exist. So when they say that paperwork is truly valuable and is important, he should have got his paperwork done. That's his fault. Just let one slip through the cracks.
Yeah, that's real. But I don't believe that.
And hold on, another thing. It was perfect for Drake because that was when Lil Wayne was at his hottest.
Yeah, that's
absolutely.
What I was
so for him to attach
against
against the hottest person in the industry, that's easy.
Yeah,
I'm going there too.
That's real, because I mean, regardless of how you feel about the music, and if they pay the artists or not, like Cash Money has developed a lot of artists. Some to an extreme level, some to a mid level. They have developed some artists.
A lot.
It's a decent amount.
A decent
put them up against
No Limit.
Put them
Developed
up,
a lot of artists.
Right.
They did. I'm not knocking No Limit. I'm just speaking specifically the Drake situation, because you think of some of the artists, they did develop them. Now they may have not developed to a Drake level, but they did develop to.
I mean, you got Drake,
can
Nicki
say
Minaj,
you can say
you
a
got Lil Wayne.
semi-successful level.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You got your Tigers, and you got stuff
Tiger
that
was
we
in a
that we-
weird position
Yeah.
with Cash Money with me.
But I'm
now.
saying,
He's-
but they developed him into somebody who was
Yeah.
relevant.
Yeah.
Maybe not for a long time, but they developed him into relevance.
He's buzzing again.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he
they
got two
they
records
developed
right
him
now
to that.
that's
What's the guy?
charting like
What's the
crazy.
guy? The singer that they had.
Jacquees.
Not before both of them. What was his name? He had the song.
Turk?
What's it called? Hold Me Down or Hold You Down? Something. It was a singer. Lil Wayne was
Lil
on
Wayne.
like a little song. It sounded like it was like an up tempo. It's not nothing that
Sing
like.
it.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
I don't
sing it.
remember
Well,
the song.
Look here.
Sing
Hold
it.
on, go ahead. Go ahead.
Sing it.
He was kind of like
Sing it.
I want to. He may have been like, hey, chill out, bro, relax.
I'm looking.
He may have been like a
Sing it.
what was his name?
We want you to
Bruh,
sing
who
it.
gives a fuck?
It was
irrelevant.
But I'm like no, but like they developed this guy into like he was a top guy in his.
He couldn't be top. We don't
in
know his name.
No, listen to what I'm saying. He was in his market. You know what I'm saying. He was a big guy. He had like big hits. You know what I'm saying. He wasn't a hip hop guy. That's what he wasn't like a rapper or a hip hop guy or Lloyd or he wasn't like that.
Mac Main, are you?
No, not Mac Main. What's the guy's name? That's gonna hurt me.
I don't know.
I'm gonna try to I'm gonna figure out this
August
guy's
Alsina?
name. Not August Alsina. I'm trying to figure this guy out.
I'm not
Let me
even
see.
getting it.
I
Man,
can't remember his name, but he had
dude just trying to be relevant.
but he had a big single. But I don't. But like it's and I say that to say like Cash Money is good at developing these artists and getting them out there to a certain level. Like I haven't seen that from Def Jam for like consistently for a while. You know what I mean?
I look at Jay-Z like Michael Jordan. You know what I'm saying? He's definitely like when Michael Jordan was in office and he drafted Kwame Brown or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like Jordan's cold, but when it's time to get that talent, he just doesn't have it. So like when Jay-Z was over Def Jam, like you said, Rihanna. Who else was it? Rihanna. You know what I'm saying? Outside of that, man, like Jay-Z, he done dropped the ball a couple times when it comes to artists.
I'm not disagreeing with you. When he was president at Def Jam, there was the only two that did pop was Jeezy and Rihanna.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
But see, Rihanna.
That's not true.
Rihanna was building before Jay-Z got there.
Definitely.
What's dude's name? Didn't he bring Rhapsody in? Didn't he bring in Artists Under Jigga? You sleeping on that,
Who?
bro? Artists Under Jay-Z brought in?
I'm saying, who did he bring into Def Jam?
Didn't he bring Nas in?
Yeah, but what did Nas
Nas
do?
is on his downfall.
What did Nas?
I mean, no, I'm just
But
saying. You said he didn't bring nobody in.
No. I'm saying develop. Like
Yeah.
Nas is out. Nas was already
Cash Money
established.
didn't develop that many people, bro.
They developed
You got
everybody
Nicki
on
Minaj,
there. Damn
you
near.
got Drake. You got
Who else? Tiger. That's it. Who else?
Lil Wayne. You got
Nah, but Lil Wayne was the one
you
that
got
brought them
BG.
on, though.
You got BG. You got Juvenile. You got the Big Timers. Should we
No, we was
But that
talking
was a
about
whole nother era, though. You're
we talking about
you're talking about a
we talking
whole
about
nother
Young Money.
era.
We talking about
Say
Young
Cash
Money.
Yeah,
You
you're
gotta
talking
say
about
Young Money. You can't
Y'all
say
said
Cash
Cash Money.
You can't say Cash
but
Money.
you know
You can't say
but
Young
you know
Money.
what
Young
you
Money
know
is
what-
Cash. Young Money is under Cash
Right,
Money.
but when
Nah,
you
but
can't compare,
that's totally different,
you
bro.
can't compare.
We talking about Young Money.
Juvie and Wayne and all them from
That
like
wasn't
95,
brought- yeah,
96,
nah.
I'm not-
97 to
I'm not-
08 and 09.
No,
You
no.
can't
So hold on.
compare
So
that.
if we sit there and talk about
We
Bad
talking about
Boy,
Young
hold on.
Money.
If we sit here and talk about Bad Boy right now, you know what I'm saying? We're not going to bring up Biggie. We're not going to bring up
But
112.
there
We're
is
not
no
going to
bad
bring.
boy right now.
Y'all crazy. All right. Whatever.
No, but what he was saying was the people.
He said Cash Money.
I know, but that was wrong though because
Drake wasn't signed to
Cash Money. He wasn't signed to Cash Money. He was signed to Young Money. He wasn't signed to Cash Money.
We know
Young
it's the
Money.
same company. We know it's the same company.
That's
but you're
because
talking about a
Baby
whole
was
different-
fucking Lil Wayne over, bro.
You're
It
talking about a
ain't.
whole
It's not the
era
same
of
no more,
artists.
bro.
Today it's not.
Yeah, but that's what I'm talking about. We ain't talking about that
Young
whole
Money
era.
is
He went
gone
back to
from
BG,
Young.
bro. We ain't talking about them.
That's
Cash
what.
Money.
But what I'm saying is like we don't have to go back to that era. Is what I'm saying. Like
That's the point that you were making.
That's the
was
point I'm
that-
making.
that
We don't have to go
Cash
back
Money
to that
slash
era.
Young Money was developing artists in 07, 08,
But they
09,
have
2010.
two of the
and you're saying
biggest
that Def Jam was
influence
not.
rappers
Def Jam
in
is
the
not.
game right now. Y'all know that, right?
They do.
Nicki Minaj, Drake.
All I said was they didn't have a lot of people, bro.
So the question
That's
is,
all I said. I'm not disagreeing.
But the question is, would Drake be Drake if he had signed to Def Jam instead of Young Money?
and I don't think he would.
But my thing is, if y'all cannot get a hold of Michael J. Fox right now and get a hold of his time machine, we will never know.
No.
Plus, dog, let's get back to dude himself, dog. He's just trying to be relevant. Like, what's he talking about, bro? Who gives a fuck if you shook hands? No, nobody gives a fuck.
Yeah.
I know
And then-
it's not.
and
Well,
then
it's
you
not
bring
a.
it up now, like.
Well,
That's
it's not
old.
a. Well,
Well,
it's not.
the
Well,
other-
it's not a. I don't think it's him trying to be relevant. I just think it was something he might have been just feeling.
No, it was
himself
just
a little bit.
conversation
'Cause
and
he's-
him
yeah.
telling
Interesting
stories.
fact.
Because
and
he's
things.
Man, he should've said that
he's
10 years
absolute-
ago.
He's absolutely relevant in the hip hop
He
industry.
should have.
Yeah.
He should have said that when it actually went down.
But the
when
other-
he shook his hand. Don't
the
say it
other
now.
point, the criticism that was raised was that Liar Cohen was in charge of Def Jam in like 04, 03, 04. And then he left Def Jam, and Drake didn't get signed until like 09. So when was the handshake?
That's what I'm
You know what I
saying,
mean?
like-
and,
Right,
and you're
right.
talking about, you got to remember, Drake was only like, what was Drake, like 19 at the time?
Exactly.
So did he, if he's talking about the Def Jam time, was he, this alleged handshake happened when Drake was like 14? Was that
SpongeBob.
like
10
before
years
Degrassi?
later.
You know what I'm
saying?
saying?
Why does
So,
it matter? Like, why is he even like? You bring
But
it
I
up
don't
now.
know.
It's
Probably just one of them
2018.
stories where he was like, "Man, y'all probably didn't know this, but
Yeah.
yeah,
I
that's
think
what it
actually supposed to
was.
sign
That's
Drake.
exactly what it was.
I think it's maybe something they asked him, like, because I've seen them ask people all the time, like, who's the one person that you wish that you could have signed that got
Right.
away. So I think it's one of those.
Yeah, I don't
But
think
he shook
was
hands
like-
with him. That's
You know
not
what I'm
even.
saying?
Come on,
So-
bro. Shook hands.
And I mean,
We
I'm
shake
not.
hands
I'm,
on friendly bets.
But and that was his point too in the interview was, you know, that he comes from a whole different era of business, and he was making the point that handshake should have meant something in business. But like we
That handshake was
we all
probably-
seem to agree that the paper. I mean,
If
it's
it
all
ain't
about the
signed-
paperwork. It
But
doesn't
everybody
matter.
knows Drake was a kid then, so pretty much in his mind, he's like, "I'm taking advantage of this kid while shaking his
Yeah,
hand."
Exactly.
yeah.
Get out of here, man! But you
Exactly.
bit the bullet, man. Get that shit in paper, bro. That's it.
I can't find the name of this guy who I was talking about that had
He
the
doesn't
little.
exist.
Bro, you
Yeah,
trying
he
too
does.
hard
He
to
does.
try to
He's
find
not
it.
static.
I'm trying to
Jeremiah?
find it.
Static Major does.
But,
You're not talking
not
about
Jeremiah. What's it? It was some song was like hold. It was like a quick upbeat.
I don't remember.
Not techno sound, but it was like
He
it
couldn't be
wasn't
that good.
Oh,
a
you talking
R&B.
about
You know what I'm saying? He was like an Indian guy, maybe.
Jay something.
Yeah,
Jay.
it was Jay something. But he was huge in his little market that he was in. He was absolutely huge
Damn.
in his
Hold
market.
on. I know exactly. He's top
I tried
40.
to look it up. I couldn't find
He
it.
don't
Nah,
sound
it's Jay.
like he was.
Nah, he was huge. He had that one song.
That's what I'm saying. Like he was absolutely huge.
It was like a Chris Brown record, man. Jay. Carry on though. I'll figure it out. I'll figure
Jay
it out.
something. But what I'm saying, he was huge. Like that's all I was saying. Like Cash Money, they've developed. They are much better at developing artists than I think a Def Jam is. Like
During that time
period. Like if you were already established, then yeah, you would probably be straight on Def Jam because you probably wouldn't need as much. Not probably, but you're not gonna need as much development. You're not gonna need, you know what I'm saying, such a guerrilla type of marketing for you because you're already established. So like I said, like during that time when Jay was it was really just Jeezy and Rihanna. You know what I'm
why
saying?
do you think that is? Because why do you think what was once the epitome and original and most powerful label in hip hop to
Why did they
evolve
change
into
up?
that? I mean, why do you think that that's the case now? Because if you think about it, shouldn't they be the main force? And do you think that that's good for the industry, for other record labels to come in and, you know, for the scene of the labels to evolve like that? Or do you feel let down that Def Jam isn't that powerhouse?
Well, I'm not let down at all because I don't care who's the powerhouse. I just want to get the good music. That's all I care about. But I think that it changed. I think it changed because, for one, Def Jam was a East Coast New York staple. So for a long time, if you wasn't from New York,
Right.
you Def Jam wasn't rocking with you.
Right.
So then when the landscape of hip hop changed to outside of New York, Def Jam was way too late to try to pick up on it.
And they had launched Def Jam South too. And
Right.
they were
Like they tried.
They were focused on the Southern artists more too.
But it folded. To which they had some good artists on Def Jam South. They had Ludacris, they had Scarface. But I don't know. Maybe they didn't know how to manage that well. Well, I'm not gonna say they didn't know how to manage it well because wasn't Scarface the VP of Def Jam
but we're
South?
still talking about a whole different generation too, as compared to that Drake era. So
That's true.
yeah,
That's true.
So they weren't they weren't developing Ludacris at the same time that Drake was out. But I
Right.
think EB found it. What was it?
Jay Shine.
Jay Shine, he was huge in his market.
He had a song called Down.
Absolutely
Oh, okay.
huge. That dude sold a lot of records.
Yeah.
So that's all I was saying. 'Cause they have developed a lot of artists over there.
That's all he had though.
A lot.
Right. That's what I say.
No, I'm not
Where's
saying
he
that.
now?
I'm not saying he's super huge now still, but I'm saying they developed a lot of
They
guys to go to a certain point for a long time, and a lot of labels didn't. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying.
And
I
to
don't.
be
I
an
don't.
independent label, that was
Right.
a great accomplishment.
So I
Can
don't.
y'all imagine?
I don't
how
think that
much-
Drake would have been as big with Def Jam.
Can you imagine how much money was in New Orleans doing the Cash Money No Limit era?
Ton.
Golly.
Ton.
No telling.
What these other? Let me move on to these other topics real quick because we going long on everything, man.
You gonna
We're gonna
go
be
to
able-
him though? We're gonna smooth on.
Yeah, we're gonna smooth on.
Okay, let's go. Let's smooth on.
Huh.
All right,
Smooth on. You feel me?
let's go. Smooth on.
So what I wanted to get into is recently, Faith Evans and Stevie J got married. They got married. You know, and apparently they had been like dating off and on and said for like years apparently. But what makes this kind of a I don't want to say a strange situation, but an interesting situation is Stevie J is the godfather to Faith and Biggie's son. So now he's his godfather and stepfather. Would that be awkward too?
No, I mean,
Any of
first
you
of
all?
all, the boy
Motherfuckers
is
marry
grown.
cousins. Motherfuckers be marrying cousins and ex. That shit ain't nothing.
First of all, the child, he's not a child. He's a grown ass man now, so I don't think
Yeah,
he cares.
he's
Who's
grown.
Biggie's son? I don't even know his son.
right.
Chris Wallace Jr.
Yeah.
I really does.
Who is
You
that
ever
nigga?
seen him?
Nope.
You ain't never seen him?
Yeah.
I ain't never seen that guy.
He was in the
Does
Biggie
Tupac
movie.
have kids? I don't.
He was in the Biggie movie.
didn't have
He
kids.
played Biggie as a
You wanna know
kid.
what's crazy? I've never watched it.
What?
I ain't never watched.
Yeah.
What is
Biggie.
wrong with you?
You know what? I'm not mad at you. There's nothing
Just-
wrong with not wanting to see the Biggie movie. It was overrated.
Do you not want to see it, or did you just it just has never come up? Because I didn't see it for a long
I
time.
just don't care to watch it.
It's a really good movie.
He was also in a movie with he was in a Will
You
Ferrell
don't
movie
think so?
too.
Wasn't
It
it?
was alright.
Yeah,
I thought it was good.
yeah. Look,
Both of them movies, Tupac, the Big. I hate
I
those.
haven't seen the
That Tupac was
Tupac
crap.
movie yet.
Tupac
I
was
think
crap.
I stopped watching them documentaries after.
That's not a
or whatever
documentary,
it
though.
was. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm still one of the hottest DJs in the town. I spin good music. You know what I'm saying? I'm not no teacher. Like, so don't be trying to correct my English, damn it. Nah.
That's not what I was
But I
doing.
stopped watching them. What are they called? What's it called?
Well,
biopic.
Not
a
Yeah.
biopic fiction,
Yeah.
a
yeah.
biopic
Not
or
so
whatever.
much
After I
yeah.
seen Flip playing as Michael Jackson, after I seen that, it was a
Oh,
wrap. You know what I'm saying? I didn't
I
want to
feel
watch
you,
him
bro.
no more. Though.
Well, I
Hey,
haven't
man.
watched the Tupac movie
Don't watch
yet because I'm a huge
Don't watch
Tupac
it.
is everything to me.
They set
and,
Tupac back years,
and
like
I'm
that.
afraid to be disappointed.
It was very disappointing.
Just like the Tupac in the Biggie movie in Notorious, I was sickened.
That's not even how Tupac
I was
acted.
so sickened by that portrayal of Pac that I'm just.
What's
scared
up,
to
baby?
watch
It's Tupac.
it.
I'm like, he
it
don't
was
even
horrible.
do that.
It
You know what I'm
was
saying?
horrible.
It's worse in the Tupac movie. Like,
Oh well, then I don't want to watch.
yeah, you
it.
don't want to see
Nah,
it.
Straight Outta Compton was dope though.
Straight Outta Compton. Was
That
good.
was, but that was the only one.
Yeah, it was,
It was
powerful.
good.
That was
But
the
to
only
answer
one.
your question, that's
Yeah, we
very
gotta
awkward.
talk.
That's very awkward. Very, very awkward. But you also talking to a guy that if my mother had a boyfriend and he had a daughter that was my age that I didn't know, but we became stepbrothers and sisters or whatever, and we moved into the same
I
house.
know what he's gonna say.
I'm fucking.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh my
it's
God, I knew it was coming. I knew it.
And she's gotta be cute though. You know what I'm saying? It's her
it.
house. Sorry. I'm sorry.
Why not?
But if I was 9 years old or something like that and we came up together, that's a different story or whatever. But if they bring a badass 16-year-old in my house, you know what I'm saying? and
They've
I'm
been
16,
fucking around for years, bro.
yeah,
So
it's a part of the
Shit.
game, man. You know what I'm saying?
I
Like,
mean,
he's not here no more.
I don't know.
they really love each other. So,
Yeah, it
I
is.
mean,
It's
good.
part of the
game. I don't know,
That's
man.
good for him.
I don't
No,
know
and
how
I
to.
can
I don't know how to
understand
feel
that.
about it.
I mean, I can
it's
understand
a
that
part of the
connection
game.
and that love, especially being through like all of that hip hop history and that tumultuous relationship. And we don't know what was going on between Stevie J and Faith at the time, and if there was or if there wasn't. But even just having somebody that you have been through so many situations and so many decades of life and serious situations with, I can definitely understand why they would be in love and get married. I
And
mean,
see,
I don't by any means think that it's like odd or anything, because they obviously have had a connection for 30 plus years.
He's been wanting her too. She just never. She
Yeah.
never would give it to him.
I don't think there's anything wrong. I mean, if they, especially in this day and age where it's so hard to like be happy with somebody or to find somebody, and people who do get married get divorced, and people are just treating each other like shit. If they're happy, I
Let 'em
don't
be
care.
happy.
Yeah, let them.
Yeah.
God, they doing better than most
At
people.
least he ain't fake it like he did the one with Jocelyn.
Hey, man.
She
That
was a
was-
dude.
that was a
Look.
TV
That
show.
was a dude.
Yeah, she had an
I'm
album
gonna be
out.
honest. I don't know how to. I'm not saying it's wrong, but I don't know how I feel about it. Like that's like, you know what I'm saying? It's your wife, and then heaven forbid something happened to you, and like, oh, I'm gonna spend all this time trying to get your wife after you gone, bro.
But I mean, how you know that he was spending time trying to get her though? You know what I'm saying? It could have been something
That
like
came at later.
Nah,
This
Biggie
is-
been gone how many years, bro?
Big been going for a long time.
I
But
know.
my
20
thing
years.
is, my thing is,
But I don't know. I just feel
You
like I would
can't
never
help.
try that if that was my homie's
but you
wife.
can't help who you fall in love with at the end of the day.
Yes,
Right.
you can.
No,
No,
you
you
can't.
can't.
No, you can't.
You
Yeah.
can
Well,
help
you
what you
cannot.
do about it, but you can't help being in
Yeah.
love with that
Can't help
person.
you fall in love.
Yeah, you
So
can.
just think about it. He going over there checking on her every now and then, like, damn, baby, yeah, I mean, damn, Faith, you all right? You okay? You okay? And all of a sudden, a bond just started to happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Boom. And then it just turned to this
You can help who you fall in
No,
love
you
with.
can't.
you
You,
can't.
cannot
Can't.
control your emotions. You can only control how you react to them.
No, you
Right.
can.
And how you
Cry
deal with them.
sometimes.
You can open yourself up to certain emotions, or you can close yourself off to certain emotions.
You can no. I disagree.
If I sit here and say, you know what, this is my homie's girl, I'm not gonna put myself in any situation
Well, hold on, let me
to
ask you this.
do
What
any
makes
of this or whatever.
What makes us think that they was homies though? You know what I'm saying?
Because they work together.
I mean, I understand
because
he's
he
the
was
God.
the son's godfather. You don't pick anybody for that.
That could have been on Faith's side though, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
Nah, it wasn't Faith's side.
How you know?
That was
I'm not
Biggie's
doubting.
side.
I'm not
How you
doubting
know?
that
That was Biggie's
relationship.
side.
How you know?
Because
You
Faith
wouldn't
was
know.
new to the equation. She was new to the equation.
Yeah, I'm not doubting the friendship at all.
I mean, Biggie probably like, man, if anybody in the world, man, I'd rather her be with you, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
All
I
right,
mean,
let that be.
like
Let's
that,
be
man.
real.
Let that be.
Biggie
Let
and
that be.
Faith, they really didn't have a great relationship anyway, bro. That shit was short lived, bro.
That's
For
only
real.
because he
He
got
was-
killed.
No, it's because he was fucking other bitches. That's
Hold
I
on,
what
what
mean,
you say?
I
It's
mean
only
that's
because of
true,
what?
but it don't.
was
But
fucking
it's
Lil'
only,
Kim,
Hold on. That's only because of what?
he got killed.
Right. So let's put that with his music influence too, or whatever. Right. He only put out what, 2 albums?
Right.
Yeah.
2 albums.
That's
right?
why he's not.
And we consider him as a great or whatever, right?
Who?
Who?
Biggie.
Who does?
Who?
I know a lot of people do.
You
So
talk-
my
you
thing
talking
is,
to-
what
you
I
talking
am
to-
saying
You talking
is,
to the international Black Beatles right now?
right,
don't-
his catalog ain't even long enough to be
Biggie,
like, hey, we put
Biggie's
him
not top 10.
I agree with you.
Top 10.
You're not gonna get no argument.
He's not top
top
10 to
10?
be. He can't
I
be.
know, is Eminem in your top 10?
No.
No.
I like his show.
Eminem.
You supposed to
no.
say no.
I'm supposed to say no to Eminem.
Nah, is Eminem in your top 10? Come on. He's got to be. It's politically right. Come on.
He's not in my top 5.
But he's in your top 10.
I haven't. I don't
He's
have that list readily
Eminem is top
available right
something.
now.
He's not in my top 10.
No, I think
No.
Eminem is a great lyricist. Absolutely.
Not.
I once had.
I
do think he's a great
Absolutely.
lyricist.
No,
but
no,
it
he used
doesn't-
to be.
I
Hold
don't.
on,
I
no,
wouldn't
no,
say he's in my.
No.
It doesn't
Let's
mean
do
he's
this.
in my
Let's do
top
this.
10.
I once had an
Here
argument.
we go. Can I say it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eminem can rap, but his content is horrible.
No.
Yes, it is.
absolutely
That's facts.
not.
Facts.
Yes.
That's
Two
facts.
trailer park
Big
girls go
facts.
round me outside.
Because he's from the
hold on,
trailer
hold on,
park.
hold on. Wait a minute. I'm not done though. I don't want to rape. I don't want to kill my baby mamas. I don't want to smack my mama. My daughter's not sending me through no type of hell or nothing like that. I can't
But
relate
that's
to what
his
he's talking
life.
about.
You can't relate to it, but that's
No,
his life, and you
but-
can't
but-
deny the artistic
That shit
expression
is not artistic
that he
at
has
all.
created.
If he raps like he does on Renegade on all his songs, I would
Yeah.
respect that motherfucker.
No,
would too.
you
But
can't.
to her, I'm sorry, mama. I never meant to hurt you. I'm straight. I don't want to
How
hear
is that
shit.
different from Dear Mama?
Dear Mama's totally different. Black man sung it.
Whatever. Eminem is a great lyricist. I don't care
Look,
what
I
you
ain't
say.
saying
I mean,
No,
you-
Eminem can rap.
You can
No.
say he's a
But
great
his
lyricist,
content
but
is garbage.
he's not.
Well, you don't relate to his content.
What's the last
I'm
hot
not saying
album?
that.
he
I'm
dropped?
saying that he is a great lyricist.
AP.
The words.
What was the last album he dropped that was cold?
None of them.
The last album he dropped that was cold
The Show?
came out 12 years ago.
The
Well-
show,
More than that, bro.
the show,
13, 14 years
the
ago.
show was dope.
He doesn't have to have a relevant album to be a great lyricist.
No, he has to be relevant to be in your top 10.
His cycle has run its course.
To be in your top 10, he has to be.
I didn't
has
say
to
he
be
was in
relevant.
my top 10.
You
I
just
didn't
said-
answer the question.
You said he's
I
not
said
my
he's
top
not
5.
in my top 5, and I don't.
She
I
don't know where
had.
to place him. She said she hasn't placed him yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's not top 10.
I haven't really thought it through.
Eminem's
This is
not
just like
top
a
10.
spur
Neither is
of the
Biggie.
moment conversation.
Neither is Biggie.
here.
Biggie's top 10, but he's not.
Biggie
I'm
ain't
not
in
my top
Biggie's
I'm not
not
gonna
in
be
my top
Jay,
5.
Biggie, Pac like everybody else.
Jay's
does.
not in my top
Biggie's-
5.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Well,
because he's
I'm
the GOAT.
Insane.
Yeah, I know.
That's
I know.
GOAT.
That's insane.
Trust me, I get it
Hey.
all the time. But Jay-Z is not one of my favorite rappers. I am
Yo.
sorry. Favorite businessman? Absolutely.
Why isn't he not one of your favorite rappers?
Not.
He's like the Tim Duncan of rap.
Okay, that's your opinion.
Yeah, I wouldn't say the Tim Duncan a rap though.
Why not?
Because Tim Duncan ain't the GOAT NBA player.
Power forward, Tim Duncan is up there. Who you gonna name with power forward?
No, I say he's not the greatest NBA player.
I didn't say he was the greatest NBA player.
No,
I'm
that's
just
what I'm
saying.
If
Tim Duncan is a nigga that nobody liked because he played on the Spurs. Nobody really liked the slow ball, but the nigga was the best and he was MVP. You can't deny it. That's why I said that. Tim Duncan's the
say-
second best power forward ever to play. If you Karl Malone or Kevin Garnett, which one's better?
Kevin Garnett.
Okay. After that though, who you gonna say?
Nah, Tim Duncan is better than Kevin Garnett, hands down.
He's,
But Kevin
he's either
Garnett
one or
was
two,
my favorite
arguably.
player.
But I'm saying, if I say that, Jay-Z's anybody from the league, I say he's the Jordan of rap. You
No,
know what
I'm not.
saying?
I'm not disagreeing. I'm talking about people who don't like him.
I
That's
didn't
why I
say
said
I
it.
don't like him, but he's
No,
not.
I'm saying- I
he's
wasn't
not
saying
in my
you.
top. He's not
Y'all
one of
know,
my favorite.
y'all know who
rappers.
I'm gonna say he is? He's a Junior Bridgman. Rap. That's what I'm gonna say. Because Junior Bridgman is that guy when it comes to NBA money. Period. You know what I'm saying? Nobody in the NBA has made more money than Junior Bridgman. Period. Who? Name somebody.
I'm not disputing. All I said was
I like
period.
that. I like that.
I got to do it for the city one time, man.
I didn't dispute nothing.
But
what we're gonna do again, of course, when this comes out, you know what I'm saying, it'll be Monday. So Monday, August the 6th. That's gonna be the last day that you can get your votes in for the Kentucky Urban Entertainment Awards. So make sure at midnight. So make sure you go to www.theallegiance.com to get in your votes for the ballots. Award show on August the 18th. Make sure you're there. Be there. Or be square.
Make sure you vote for everybody that's on. Well, AP ain't on nothing, but vote for EB on everything. Vote for the Black Beatles.
I didn't say that.
All right.
You don't have to. Vote for EB on everything. Vote for the Ball and Beats podcast, best podcast.
And come to the show.
Absolutely come to the
award
show.
August 18th.
How much are
Headliners
tickets,
Music.
AP?
15 in advance, 20 at the door.
There you go.
I made a post earlier.
That's what's up. Yo.
If you are nominated, get there before 7 because the boss man said if you add after 7,
you will have to pay. If you are nominated, you get in for free until 7 o'clock. If you are trying to get in the door at 7:01, you will not get in for free. You will have to pay $20 just like everybody else. And it does not matter how cool you are with me or DJ Slick or DJ Empty Beats or anybody else. You will not get in for free, period, point blank.
Bang, bang.
Facts. So, before we close out, EB, go ahead and shout out your social medias, how they can contact you.
I got like 4 Facebook pages.
We'll make it easy today.
Check them all out.
Hit me up at DJ Empty Beats. You can start my this new Instagram I'm about to start. It's called Ball and Empty Beats. Or whatever. Y'all definitely can check that out.
He's stupid.
I am the third member of the crew, man. Appreciate y'all, man. Like, thank y'all, man, for real. Touch the fields, man. Like, for real.
Hey, man.
Hit me up at DJ Empty Beats. Also, man, on Spotify, man, the Allegiance has started this new playlist or whatever, man. I need everybody to get involved, man. Hit that follow button. We shining light on the hottest records that's in the industry right now. Also, a lot of independent artists is on the list or whatever. So, you know what I'm saying? It's a way of us giving back, but also showing people the business side of the music industry, simply because, and I know we try and get up off here or whatever, but I just feel like they need to hear this. But the playlist is on Spotify, it's on Tidal, and it's also on Apple Music. But your music, like, you can have the hottest record in the streets, but if we search your song and it doesn't pop up on there, that means you don't have your business right or whatever. Right. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, this platform is going to showcase the talent in the city, but also for the talent in the city, you get your business side right or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So hit up AP, man, because you got the numbers on how you can.
I was just about to. I swear to God, I was going to wait for you to stop talking and piggyback off of what DJ Empty Beats said. If you do not have your business right and your music is not registered and copyrighted and on Spotify and all of that, you can hit me up at southalves@gmail.com, southalves@gmail.com. If you need help with your image or basically anything that has to do with developing you as an artist, we can definitely talk and make that happen. And my social media, just follow me on Instagram at southalves.
That is what's up.
And everybody go download the Derby City Weekend app, please, and follow us on social media.
For sure.
Cool. See Jeezy. Let them know your social medias, my man.
Jeezy, don't do it. Facebook, IG, you'll find me. Fuck everything else.
All right, then.
Damn.
And most important, everybody, if you're not already, please follow The Allegiance on Instagram, Twitter, and like The Allegiance Facebook page, because we definitely promote all of the events and things that the individual members of the crew have going on, and then also as a collective the things that we're doing. And we have some new programs coming out with the community and the kids. We have major events coming out and all kinds of things that you're going to want to keep up with, and that's the one place where you can keep up with everybody.
Big facts. Oh, I forgot. If you got any questions, comments, concerns, please hit us up on our voicemail line, 502-354-8554. I know that number because we was giving out tickets, and I done said it like 18,000 times. So
that's what's up.
Let us.
That's what's up. So you can catch me on your social medias. Catch me on Instagram under King_Spence2500. Catch me on Facebook under Britton Spence. That's my government name there. You can catch the Ball and Beach Podcast page on Facebook and Instagram under the same name. It's just going to be the Ball and Beach Podcast. That's Beach with a Z. So it's the Ball and Beach Podcast, Beach with a Z. You can always send us a shout at the voicemail number my man C. Jeezy just gave out. You can also email us at the Ball and Beach Podcast at gmail.com. Again, that's Beach with a Z. Again, want to thank everybody for coming with us. Thank you, Empty Beats and AP. Thank you for sitting down with us again. So I hope everybody enjoys this show, and we are going to catch y'all next week for the next episode.
I've been gone for a minute, you know, but that was my spirit talking, you know. The Lord was working with me. I said, hey, shout out to Lil Craig, making them real records, speaking truth all day. I said, God, thank you for your grace. Thank you for allowing me to live the next day. I'm so thankful. Yeah, I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful. Yeah, I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful. Yeah, I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful. Lord, thank you. God, the MVP. He put the light in me. No more darkness. Now I can see, becoming everything that he wants me to be. From city to city, and sea to sea. I know what y'all want. Y'all want the truth. Y'all scared to do it. Y'all feel so blue. But I'ma tell ya about the proof. About the Lord, he died for me and died for you. All I'ma do is praise his name. Yeah. He woke me up, I'm not ashamed. No. He brought me through a long way. I'ma thank him every day. So I pray. I feel so good. At first I was misunderstood, but now I know his love is good. He helped me out the earthly woods. Yes, it's good. People can't destroy me even if they could. Yeah, what I say? People can't destroy me even if they could. I said, hey, shout out to Lil Craig, making them real records, speaking truth all day. I said, God, thank you for your grace. Thank you for allowing me to live the next day. I'm so thankful. Yeah, I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful.